Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss Rebels have won at least 10 games in 3 of the last 4 seasons. The next step to get into the college football playoff and contend for championships. Brian Kelly's in his 4th year as head coach of the LSU Tigers. In 66 years, both teams entered undefeated. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the All-State Kickoff. I'm Sean McDonough, along with Greg McElroy. Delighted to have you with us. It's been an interesting start, Greg, for these Ole Miss Rebels. 4-0, and they've had 2 games each started by different quarterbacks. Austin Simmons was the starter at the beginning of the year. Hurt his ankle against Kentucky. Trinidad Chambliss stepped in. He's been terrific in the last 2, and there was some question all week who would start today. It's going to be Chambliss.
Well, they split the reps 50-50 and evaluated the guys, and I think at this point, with where this offense is going, Trinidad Chambliss's mobility makes them very difficult to defend. Simmons a good runner, but Chambliss is electric when he takes off in the scramble drill or in the run game. But the big key is 0 turnovers. He's been making great decisions. That was something that Simmons did not do in the first 2 starts of the season.
He'll face his stiffest test today, as will the Rebels, going up against an LSU Tiger defense that hasn't given up more than 10 points in a game so far this season. They've really carried the Tigers to this 4-0 start. Garrett Nussmeier, their quarterback, no question he is the starting quarterback, came in as a Heisman front runner. He has struggled a little bit, in part due to injury. The coaches think he's about to take off.
And I think we probably downplayed how significant the ab injury was and how it affected him from an accuracy standpoint, to the point where his mechanics suffered a little bit against Florida, but they feel like this week he's as close to 100% as you could possibly get. So the underneath passing attack's been good. Now it's about taking the next step as an offense and becoming more explosive. And the way they do that is by Garrett Nussmeier dropping back and throwing it deep downfield to do an electric wide receiver core.
It is a very pleasant late September afternoon here in Oxford, Mississippi. Bright sunny skies, the temperature in the low 80s with low humidity. Now our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the rebels we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red of first singing. It grew through the night, and our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
The Ole Miss Women's Glee Club with our national anthem. Electric atmosphere for LSU and Ole Miss. The kickoff in a moment. You're watching the All-State Kickoff.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I unlatched Bevo's gate while taking a selfie.
Bevo, no! Come back!
Checking Allstate first was really smart. Not checking Bevo's gate, though, not smart. Well, at least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds. Hook 'em.
We've been waiting for the season premiere of the #1 new comedy, Shifting Gears.
Tell me you're using protection. You are not ready to be a parent.
Whatever. With big surprises.
Dude, are you hiding?
Big guests.
So you met someone. Lucky for you, she has low standards.
And a big home improvement reunion.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, boy. Shifting Gears. Season premiere Wednesday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
That guy's a tool.
Back here in studio, Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagandi here with you. We are minutes away from kickoff in Oxford. Beautiful afternoon on a Saturday as we continue week 5 here on ABC. Ole Miss hosting LSU, and Trinidad Chambliss, a year ago playing at Ferris State, Division II, now getting the chance to knock off a top 5 team here. He's going to get the start here against a fantastic defense. When you watch the Tigers, Book, you got a lot of pride because you play there. What are you seeing?
I see a very aggressive defense led by defensive coordinator Blake Baker. They want to pressure you, Kev. They want to get after the quarterback. They want to make the opposing team feel pressure. They do it better than anybody in America, I think, with their scheme. They have really good players. 11 quarterback sacks on the season. They stopped the run on the way to the quarterback, and they're doing it at a very high level so far this year.
Pressure percentage is at 41% since Baker took over as the defensive coordinator. What does that mean to you, Boog?
It means that 41% of the time or more, Kev, they're bringing more than 4 people. 4, 5, 6 people. Every now and then they'll bring 7 guys to make the offense feel pressure. That's how you want to affect the opposing quarterback. You want to make him play ahead of schedule, and Blake Baker does that better than most.
Lane Kiffin, a guy you're very familiar with.
Yes.
He's the son of Monty Kiffin, your defensive coordinator with the Buccaneers back in the day. When you look at Lane, you are, as a Tiger, a little nervous here because, again, this offense, no matter who's at quarterback, is effective. Why are you a little nervous going into the game?
I've known Lane Kiffin for 26 years. He is the most aggressive play caller I've ever met. He's probably an offensive genius. When you talk about guys that can put players in position to make plays, I hadn't met anybody like him, Kev. Yeah. He's phenomenal. He studies the game. He used to sit in the back corner of our defensive room in the Bucs and study our defense so he could call plays against the defense. He said, I need to know what the defense is doing first. That's the type of mind that Lane Kiffin has. And I guarantee you, this LSU team hadn't given up more than 10 points to anybody so far this season. Yeah. It's a challenge to him. Yeah. It's a challenge, and he's going to take that challenge on. This will be their stiffest test of the day.
5 straight games. Ole Miss has scored 30 straight points. The running attack, though, lost a handful of guys that went to the NFL. They have to step up for Garrett Nussmeier here on the road. Get ready for kickoff. Let's go to Sean McDonough and Greg McElroy.
All right, Kevin, Booger, welcome back, everybody, to Oxford on this Sunsplash Day. Exciting in recent years. Last year in Baton Rouge, as we take a look at our All-State Spotlight, Ole Miss took the lead in overtime on a long 57-yard field goal by Caden Davis. But on their first play of the extra session, Garrett Nussmeier to Kyron Lacey, 25 yards. That was the only point of the game that LSU had the lead. There's the all-time numbers. They've met every year since 1945. There have been 3 ties in this rivalry, 4 ties as well in this rivalry. The big story here today, Trinidad Chambliss, a quarterback for Ole Miss. Let's go down to the field. Monty McGrath.
Well, Sean, a year ago today, Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss was getting ready to lead his D2 Ferris State team to a win in front of just 1,000 fans. Today, he's taking on the number 4 team in the country in front of over 64,000. Chambliss called the last month surreal and a dream come true. And from the 843rd ranked player in the transfer portal to the Rebels starter, coaches all say Chambliss can handle this jump because he has the it factor, where he comes alive in the stadium and called his ability to scramble and make plays Trinidad magic, Sean.
In college football this season, not yet a quarterback controversy here. Austin Simmons still coming back from that ankle injury, but you have an idea that Lane Kiffin's going to have a tough decision to make in another week or 2.
And I think if Chambliss continues to play the way he's played, it'll be a relatively easy decision. But if Chambliss, for whatever reason, takes a step back, that opens the door. Simmons is still a remarkably gifted young man and very much in the eyes of the coaching staff, the future of the program. But in the present, Chambliss gives him the best chance to be successful.
The home team has won 11 of the last 13 meetings in this rivalry, including LSU's overtime victory in Baton Rouge last year. 2 years ago when they played here, the 2 teams combined for 104 points. 1,343 yards of total offense. That was with Jackson Dart at quarterback for Ole Miss, the Heisman Trophy winner Jaden Daniels for LSU. Lane Kiffin now in his 6th season as head coach of the Ole Miss Rebels. Hard to believe he first. Trying to get to 5-0 for the first time since 2019 when they won the national championship with a great team quarterbacked by Joe Burrow. They had a 16-game winning streak.
In time for the South Carolina game, Sean.
He was injured in the 2nd quarter of their easy win last week against Southeastern Louisiana. Their leading rusher a year ago as a true freshman. Captains at midfield. The referee is Ken Williamson. Ole Miss has won the toss. And the Rebels will receive the opening kickoff. Get their high-flying offense on the field against this outstanding LSU defense that's given up just 9.3 points per game. Since Lane Kiffin became the head coach here, 507 yards per game of offense. That is best in the country. It's better than that so far this year, 543. In wins against Georgia State, at Kentucky, in the last two games here at home against Arkansas and Tulane. And Greg, they were impressive against a good Tulane team last week. Kind of hit on all cylinders on offense with 45-10 win.
They were outstanding on both sides of the ball. And the one thing that came to life last week was the downfield passing attack. And that's something they're going to have to do time and time again against an outstanding LSU secondary. Chunk yardage will be huge for Ole Miss throughout this game.
Back deep for the opening kickoff from Aaron Burrell. Both of these teams have touchback kickers. Each team's had it once. Each team has punted.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I unlatched Bevo's gate while taking a selfie. Checking Allstate first was really smart. Not checking Bevo's gate, though, not smart. Well, at least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds. Hook 'em.
Pronamel, clinical enamel strength, can help us to keep our enamel for a lifetime. It's backed by science. It is clinically proven to strengthen our teeth. I would recommend this toothpaste to everybody. It's really an amazing product.
Y'all make sure y'all get 3 for $5 because they ain't advertising it, honey.
Oh, we're advertising it. Get 3 pieces of our crispy, juicy signature chicken for just $5. How's that?
Let's go to Popeyes.
Chicken from Popeyes.
This is the wild card, where it's win or go home. All it takes is one hot streak to make a run for the title. The Wild Card Series on ABC, ESPN, and streaming on the all-new ESPN app.
Where's the beer guy?
Bud Light here?
Bud Light here!
Bud Light here?
Bud Light where?
Bud Light here?
I missed that because of you.
Got you, Bud Light.
Oh, nice.
Never mind.
Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light.
Right now, 14 people are waiting for you to join the call.
Your camera's on.
And lead it.
We can see you.
Never too greasy, never too spicy, always delicious. Hormel pepperoni, boldly irresistible.
On a troubling Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Our first away game and we're lost?
Pull over. I'll get directions.
And more Dr. Pepper.
What is this place?
Those kids, why aren't they watching college football?
And nobody's tailgating?
Don't they know it's Saturday?
Hey, you know how to get to the football stadium?
Football stadium? We don't kick off until Sunday here.
Jerry Jones?
We're in Pro-Town.
We gotta get out of here.
Let's go.
Wait!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
We put it through the worst, so you get its best. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality.
Their moves are trending.
The music is viral. It's TikTok night on Dancing with the Stars.
Another viral hit on our hands.
TikTok night on Dancing with the Stars. ABC Tuesday.
Not far from the city square. What a great college town this is. 7 straight It's the longest winning streak of the Kelly era. You're watching SEC All Day, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts.
At Burger King, you write the rules of value.
New rule number 10, I mix and match my way. There's 7 tasty items, and I can get 2 for $5 or 3 for $7. That's all up to me.
The $5 duo or $7 trio. From Burger King classics to fan faves. Choose your deal.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I reward full-time fans. Check out this recruit. The ultimate tailgater doesn't just show up, she shows out. This full-time fan deserves a Modelo.
When the Eagles won the Super Bowl, man, it was one of the greatest days of my life. But that day was ruined by accusations that my birds only won to sell wings. You know what they're saying out there? They're saying the quarterbacks are scrambling, apparently, to sell eggs.
Eggs are delicious. Great protein.
Oh, Baker Mayfield's a bread influencer.
Yeah, the man does bake.
You know, football is not a ploy to sell food.
When football makes you hungry, order Uber Eats. Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show who's the cheesiest?
I woke up thinking the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
When your dog hears the call of the wild, have the right fuel to answer. Blue Wilderness Chicken, with 30% more protein than Purina Pro Plan chicken, is formulated to give your dog the energy they need to take on the wild with you. Blue Wilderness, stay wild.
Compliments of the chef.
Oh?
He was so glad that he had emergency roadside service and they present.
Michelin innovates on the road and far beyond with airless tires designed for exploring new frontiers. Michelin, motion for life.
This Adam is on WhatsApp. This Adam is not, so his donation update got lost under a million group texts. This Adam got the update because his WhatsApp group pinned it to the chat. It's time for WhatsApp, Adam.
SEC on ABC College Football is presented by Burger King. You rule.
It's first.
Mark Kerr, a man on a mission to be the greatest fighter in the world. Or will all his hopes and dreams come crashing down?
Are you ready?
Yes, The Smashing Machine, rated R. Get tickets now.
The best homes are built to last. Hardy Siding stands strong through it all and leaves a lasting impression. James Hardy, what the best are made of.
Don't sweat the technique.
Fresh, never frozen original dough made from 6 simple ingredients. Get 2 medium pizzas for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
What you doing, Zach? My T-Mobile home internet is so good. I wish I could tell the whole world.
Zach, go right ahead.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
It's just $35 a month, guaranteed for 5 years.
I'm switching.
Whoa, that's 2.
T-Mobile's got home internet, just $35 a month, and it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Do you take this woman and her USAA membership to have car insurance and home insurance, life insurance and banking from this day forward?
I do.
I do too.
USAA, for the military community and their families.
Touchdown! Will they settle for overtime or try to beat their rival now with a 2-point attempt?
Go for it. They gotta go for those. Go for those. Go for those. Go for those.
Last season, he was questioned for settling.
Coach, why didn't you go for 2?
We're going for 2. Grab the Dos Equis. They're going for Dos. They got it. The risk pays off. Dos Equis. Always go for Dos.
The loaded Italian has classic flavors with an Arby's flair. It's more American Italian than Italian, just like the Pope. And people line up to see him. Arby's, we have the meats.
6 full-size passions. The Lexus TX, 3-row luxury. A car that doesn't elevate everyone's experience. It's a car that stops short of amazing.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Come on, baby.
I know what I'm doing, huh?
Smashing Machine, rated R. Get tickets now.
Monday Night Football. Jets Dolphins on ESPN and Bengals Broncos on ABC.
The Taco Bell Live Más Student Section. Only one student section can claim the title of Live Más Student Section of the Year. Who will take home the trophy? From a very popular school. So oftentimes, athletics helps raise the number of applications you get. The success of the football program is added to the popularity of this group. ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
This is Judy and Pedro. They just bought their first home and are learning a lot. Thanks to Google, Pedro knows more than he wanted to about gravel. And Judy wouldn't call herself a plumber, but she dabbles.
Wait, how do these things work together?
Honey, I did it!
So far, if they've learned one thing about home ownership, is that there's a lot to learn. Good thing you can just ask Google.
We got a sandwich, Phil? I'm gonna call a lunch audible to this new Jimmy John's Toasted Pizza Sandwich. Encroachment! Flag on the plate!
Do you even know what you're saying?
Oh, I'm certain I don't.
Big time savings are going on now at Mavis Tire.
It's time to save big with Mavis Tire.
Get your big time savings started early with Mavis Tire.
Get premium service without the premium price.
At Mavis, you can always trust our experts for honest service. Depend on us to keep you driving.
Dependable people.
Dependable people. Dependable people depend on Mavis. Depend on Mavis.
Depend on Mavis.
Oh, I gotta come clean. I don't get football.
What?
Why do they score by 7?
6.
And the kicker is so little. I worry about him.
Do you even like my nachos?
I love your nachos, man.
Cottonelle leaves you so clean, you'll want to come clean about everything else.
Buy one Sonic Smasher and get another free. That's right. Buy one hand-smashed Angus beef Sonic Smasher and get another free. It's the dual threat quarterback of burger deals. Buy one, get one free in the Sonic app.
When it's time to start your business, it's time for Shopify. Designed with easy to customize themes, sell everywhere people shop, and never miss a sale with the world's best converting checkout. See why millions of businesses sell with Shopify. Start your free trial today.
You give Morgan Guillory a puzzle, she won't stop thinking about it until it's solved.
I'm Morgan. I work with the cops. I see the world a little differently.
Did you just try and chase after a sports car?
It's an instinct.
This might be the best day of my life.
Love of my life could be in this room.
I feel like I'm a teenager again. I'm a smitten kitten.
Give me love, give me love, give me love, baby.
Move your car without moving at all. How it should be. The Hyundai Tucson. Right now, lease a Hyundai Tucson for $209 a month or get 1.99% APR for 60 months. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
You wake up with questions, so ask Eyewitness News this morning.
On to the second quarter we go on this glorious day in Oxford. After a 10-yard run, Jamari Butler credited with the stop, but it will move the chains for Ole Miss. Oh, they're going to mark it just shy, so his knee came down at the 34-yard line. So 2nd down and a yard for the Rebels. Chambliss again this time will give it, and it will be Lacey to pick up the 1st down as he leaps across the 35 up near the 37-yard line. Jack Pyburn was there eventually, but not before. Lacey picks up the 1st down. 13:09, lining up quickly. This time Chambliss working under center. They fake the end around. Here's the toss. Lacey trying to get to the far side. He got the corner and across the 45, falls down near the 48, but a late flag comes out all over the field.
Yeah, there's a reason Ole Miss got that edge. They certainly grabbed a hold of the edge defender there for LSU. That one's going to come back.
So this will be the 6th penalty.
Holding, offense number 9. 10-yard penalty, previous spot, 1st down.
So Ole Miss, 6th penalty now on the day. Back them up.
Yeah, Tamarcus Cooley was coming inside out there, had a really good angle. You saw one of the tight ends there for Ole Miss grab a hold of his jersey there. That's why that corner was a little bit softer, because LSU so far in this game has been really good on the edges against this Ole Miss offense.
Looked like that went against the backup tight end, Luke Haas, the guilty party. So now it will be 1st down and 20 back at the Ole Miss 27-yard line. 7-3 our score. LSU with the 4-point lead over the homestanding Rebels. Chambliss back into the shotgun. Single back, Logan Diggs looking to throw. Chambliss now will escape the pocket, swing the pass over to Diggs, and LSU's there to bring him out of bounds quickly into the Tigers sideline. Whit Weeks led the charge, and just a yard pickup by the Rebs.
That was a nice job by some of the interior defensive line there by LSU, because I think Chambliss at one point he wanted to see if he could take off. LSU's defense really did a nice job of 2-gap in the A and the B gap there by both defensive tackles.
Ball placed at the 26-yard line. Chambliss waits on the shotgun snap, and here it comes. Play action. Now backpedaling. Chambliss down to his 10-yard line. We'll just heave this one into the Tigers sideline again. Great coverage downfield. No options as Jack Pyburn was breathing down his neck, forced him deep, way deep in the pocket. That's going to set up 3rd and 16 now. 3rd and 21 rather at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, would be surprised if LSU maybe added some numbers here to this rush there. Not getting home with 4 just yet in this game. See if they add a 5th or a 6th defender.
Chambliss again calls for the snap. Chambliss going to keep, try to run, and again LSU's there to bring him down. Jack Pyburn forced him into some teammates, and the Tigers clean him up rather quickly. And what was 3rd and long will now be 4th and long at 4th and 18, and this will be the 3rd punt of the day for the Rebels. Oscar Bird, the freshman out of Sydney, Australia, is averaging 52 yards per punt. Xavion Thomas set back at the LSU 25-yard line. 7-3 LSU leads. 11:31 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Punt on its way. High spiraling punt near the far sideline. And going over to field it was Thomas, but got through his arms and bounced on the white boundary. A 44-yard punt. And LSU will take over possession here. Looks like there's another flag down as well at the line of scrimmage where Ole Miss snapped the football back.
Illegal formation, offense, more than 4 players lined in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, repeat 4th down.
It has certainly not been a clean game so far for Ole Miss, but let's go back to that LSU defensive series there. Sudden change. How do you handle it? Because you got momentum, Chris. You're driving down the field. You got a 1st down opportunity, and your quarterback throws an interception. You're right back onto the field. That's a really nice job by the defense, getting a really good offense off the field. They don't really give them any hope, and they put them in a 3rd and forever situation. They got to punch you the football there. So that's a really nice job by the LSU defense. And look, Brian Kelly wants to take this penalty. He's like, hey, we got a really good returner back here. We'll back you up and we'll let you punt it again.
Quickly, 8 penalties, 49 yards for Ole Miss, and they'll have to punt it again. So Thomas for the Tigers will stand at the 29. And Oscar Bird will be backed up. He'll take the snap inside his own 10 with 11:22 to go here in the second quarter. Carter Short will snap it back for the Rebels. Bird takes the snap, lets it fly from the 13 of his own. Again, angling far sideline. Thomas again couldn't hold on to it. Hits his hands and out of bounds it goes as it bounces right on the white boundary. And LSU will start from their own 25-yard line after a 50-yard punt. Fans, Our Lady of the Lake Health, proud to be LSU's championship health partner. Together, LSU and Our Lady of the Lake Health, champions for Louisiana. Together we roar. You can learn more at olrmc.com/LSU. LSU with the lead, 7-3. Timeout on the field. Tigers have the football when we come back on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
He's got a seam. He's down the near side hash.
Tiger fans, if you've ever wanted to listen to the LSU Sports Radio Network while watching your Fighting Tigers on TV, now you can, and it's easy to do.
Just pause the TV. Use the LSU Sports mobile app to stream the audio on your smartphone or tablet. Connect to a smart speaker, then wait for the audio to catch up to the point your TV is paused. Push play, and you are all set.
Watch the Tigers and listen with the LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
15, 10, 5, touchdown! Tigers!
I'm Richard Fontenot, president of the Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation. My brother and I grow rice, soybeans, and raise crawfish on our farm in Evangeline Parish. For a fourth-generation farmer like myself, Louisiana Farm Bureau is as much a part of my life as checking traps or harvesting rice. Our organization is more than 145,000 members strong, and we've been around for more than 100 years. The Louisiana Farm Bureau spans generations, and we want you to join our family.
Visit lafarmbureau.org. The Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation, the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Second quarter action continues. Presented by Dudley DeBosier. This is LSU Fighting Tiger Football on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health.
Welcome back to Oxford, Mississippi, where LSU leads Ole Miss 7-3 with 11:14 remaining in the second quarter. The Tigers have it 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Chris, just an update for you injury-wise. Number 75, Weston Davis, the starting right tackle, was injured in some group drills during pregame warm-up. They said it was a head injury. I went back to go check on it. From what I understand, he will not return. When I went to check on that, I also forgot all about number 79, DJ Chester, who's fully dressed and had to sit out the first half. If you remember, he had the targeting call against Southeastern, so he may be in play, although Carius Kern's done a really nice job at right tackle, subbing for Weston Davis.
No doubt about it. Thank you, Gordy. Another Sunshine Sideline Report brought to you by Sunshine, your John Deere dealer in the great state of Louisiana. DJ Chester having to sit out the first half. He is the swing man for this offensive line. So, again, it will be good to get him back, but Kern doing an excellent job thrown into action in his freshman campaign. Yeah. Looking at 1st down and 10 at the 27-yard line. That's where LSU starts this drive. Nussmeier takes the snap, steps back, launches down the field, and underthrown. It's incomplete at the Ole Miss 41-yard line. Pretty good coverage. They were looking for Barryon Brown, but he was smothered up. So it sets up 2nd down and 10 at the 27. Fans, it's a game everyone loves to play. Play Scrabble Scratch Off from the lottery. You could win up to $50,000. Pick up Scrabble Scratch Off today. Must be at least 21 to purchase. Get Nussmeier on the day, 6 of 10 for 85 yards. Did have the passing touchdown on the tip drill from Tradez Green to Nick Anderson. Lone touchdown so far between these two teams. 11:08, clock stopped after the incompletion. Again, the orbit motion brings Xavion Thomas in the backfield behind Nussmeier. He'll get the carry go left side and cross the 30 up near the 31-yard line and pick up a 4 yards.
Yeah, that's a really good run. And obviously you take a shot on first down, so now you set up a third down. I understand that, but now it's third and manageable. And again, we talked about it all broadcast. You're down some running backs. You're going to have to find ways to get yards on the ground there. So that's a nice, tough 4 or 5 yard carry to set up a third and manageable.
LSU on the year, 47% on third down conversions. They're 0 for 1 today. This will be third down and 6 from their own 31-yard line. Stack 2 receivers right, 2 wide to the left. Tight pocket. Nussmeier grabbed by the back of the jersey, trying to bail, but he'll be brought down at the 32-yard line after a gain of 1. And it is Suntarian Perkins. He is the edge weapon for Ole Miss on this defense, the junior out of Raleigh, Mississippi. Grabbed the back lower piece of jersey, would not let go, and eventually brings Garrett down.
Yeah, it's the right idea by Nussmeier. He saw the hole in the pocket there. He tried to take advantage of it, not able to get out of that tackle there. That's a tough series for LSU's offense, right? You take a shot on first down, you don't connect on a play there. You get a good second down run, and then third down.
This time the punt by Chadwick, a little off the side of the foot, takes a good LSU bounce, going to be picked up by Harrison Wallace at the 20. He'll come near side and run out of room up across the 30, just shy of the 35-yard line. And again, not probably the best punt from Chadwick, but it still went 48 yards. And a 15-yard return. And Ole Miss will take possession here with 9:43 remaining second quarter, trailing LSU 7-3 in this battle of unbeatens. We mentioned Ole Miss certainly, and Kiffin this week talking about not happy maybe, Jacob, with the 2:30 start time. He wanted to have LSU here under the lights at night at Vaught-Hemingway. But since Lane Kiffin has arrived, they played very well on their home field. In fact, during his tenure since the beginning of 2020, they're 30-6 here at Vaught-Hemingway. And in their last 33 home games, Ole Miss 30-3. 7-3, they trail LSU as, again, Trinidad Chambliss, the transfer from Ferris State, led the Bulldogs to a Division II national championship a year ago. He'll stand in the shotgun, single back, looking to throw, airs it out far side, and catch is made into LSU territory at the 47. It's going to be Deuce Alexander. DJ Pickett was on him, but the throw was inward, Jacob, and it allowed Alexander to turn, find it first, and haul it in.
Yeah, it's good coverage. It's just a better throw by the quarterback there. By far his best throw of the day there.
22-yard gain. It'll be first down and 10 now at the LSU 47-yard line. Out of the pistol formation, they'll hand it off to Lacey, and he'll go nowhere. May have lost half a yard. LSU again coming into the game, trying to shut down the run attack for the Rebels. It was Cooley along with Wes Weeks able to get to Gawan Lacey quickly.
Yeah, it's been a really nice job by LSU. Again, we'll keep harping on it because it's true. They want to run the football. LSU's making it incredibly difficult for the Rebels to get going on the grounds.
Right now, averaging 3.5 yards per carry are the Rebels. Chambliss on second down airs this one down the near sideline, but nobody at home. There's a flag on the other side of the field way back at the 42-yard line.
I don't see how that's not intentional grounding. I mean, there was not a receiver within 30 yards of that pass, and it doesn't matter pressure-wise or not.
Nails receiver downfield. Offensive of 62. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
So Bryson Sanders, the center, a legal man downfield. But you're right, Jacob. There was nobody there. Almost as if Chambliss was just trying to throw it and didn't throw it out of bounds. Threw it down to about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they missed that one there because, again, the pressure situation doesn't matter if there's not a receiver in the area.
And he was certainly not out of the pocket. Third down and 10 at the 47 now. So a big bingo pest product. Third down for this LSU defense is Chambliss. Takes the snap, a little face mask high, but he handles it, throws quickly. There's a nice route on the far side at the 40 and cut back inside the numbers for a first down to the LSU 32 is Deuce Alexander on a gain of 16 yards.
The LSU brings the pressure on that one. It's not able to get home there, and then you have a missed tackle by young DJ Pickett there, not able to get him down.
Moving quickly, Chambliss takes the first down snap. Pump fakes, now fires, got a man wide open at the 13-yard line, center of the field. He's tackled at the 3. The ball comes out. LSU falls on it in the end zone. It's a fumble. It's Fighting Tiger football.
Man, it's going to be really interesting to see the replay on that one. You had a host of Tigers jump on that ball in the end zone. Might have been Whit Weeks.
Caden Lee made the catch. He was wide open around the 13-yard line, center of the field. Then a race to the end zone. The Tigers collapse on him inside the 5, and the ball squirts out. LSU falls on it. And right now, it's going to be LSU Fighting Tiger football with 8 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Again, Caden Lee was slow to get up after making the catch and the tackle. He's being helped off gingerly to the near side, but we've got an injury timeout. Again, with 8 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. So both teams, an early turnover here in the first half. LSU the beneficiary of this last one. Again, the officials still talking it over. We'll step aside, but as we see it now, it'll be LSU football. And they're still emphatically saying it's LSU ball. Timeout on the field, 7-3, LSU leading Ole Miss. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted experts for all your home service needs. With over 35 years of dedicated service, we prioritize your comfort and satisfaction. As an official partner of LSU Athletics, we bring our expertise to every game, from installations to repairs. Our team delivers honest pricing with no surprises. Call us today at 225-777-8888 and experience the difference with Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Go Tigers!
Trust isn't given. It's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here. Visit OLOLRMC.com/LSU. We return to second quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football, presented by Dudley DeBosier on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
Couple of turnovers in the game, one by LSU on an interception. And just moments ago, Ole Miss with a big play in the passing game. They fumbled the football inside the 5. Hit made by Halsey to jostle the ball loose, and then he and Whit Weeks combined to fall on it in the end zone. So LSU take away, and it'll be 1st and 10 for your Tigers at their own 20-yard line. And Jacob, you made a great observation during the timeout. You said, hey, LSU bit on the double move, which is exactly what Lane Kiffin wanted. But again, the defense able to recover and force the turnover.
Yeah, it's really the first time that LSU's defense hasn't been in perfect position. I mean, every yard for Ole Miss has been very difficult to come by there. But now, hey, you got both offenses have a turnover kind of close to the red area there. And we'll see if LSU's defense against sudden change, they did really well. Let's see what this LSU offense does with sudden change in their benefit.
Again, Ole Miss right now 175 yards total offense. LSU with an even 100, but the Tigers leading 7-3 with 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Pistol formation as Nussmeier now will move up. Harlem Berry, the freshman running back, they'll drop it off in the flat. It's Aaron Anderson near side across the 25, across the 30, brought down at the 31, but there's a flag down near side at the 23. Jaden Yates, the SEC Defensive Player of the Week, along with Kapina Gushkin, made the tackle for Ole Miss, but LSU coming back.
Offense number 14. 10-yard penalty from the foul. The 2 first down.
So what was a nice little pickup, it's going to be negated by the penalty. Trades Green, the guilty party for the Tigers.
Yeah, that came from the back, Judge, way back in the backfield there. Typically doesn't come from that position of the field. So it might have been one of those situations too, CB, where you didn't even have to do it. Maybe if you let him go, the runner's already by you before you put him into the ground.
So again, expected to see Johnson, Jackson, and as we mentioned, the freshman Harlem Berry, who will stay out there. First down and 20 now. Ball placed back at the LSU 10. Nussmeier, low snap but handle. Steps up, fires over the top of Anderson, who went high in the air, got tattooed up around the 26-yard line. He couldn't bring it in, but Wyatt Williams licking his chops, able to put a pretty clean hit on Anderson. The good news is Aaron pops up, heads back to the LSU sideline.
Yeah, it's good to see, because not only did he take a shot, but I mean, he fell on the ground incredibly hard there. And you know, the ball right now is floating on Nussmeier just a little bit there. All these throws have kind of been high throws. Even the interception, kind of the same situation, floating out of his hand, coming out high a little bit right now.
Twin back formation. Now they'll send Thomas wide to the left, single back. There to pass block. Nussmeier, 1 foot in the end zone. Now a little slow sprint. Throws down the field. Pass broken up and incomplete at the 32-yard line. He was looking for Trades Green, but Ole Miss bracket double coverage, able to knock it free. It's incomplete. Going to set up 3rd down and 20, but there's a Rebel slow to get up far side at the 6-yard line.
We got a flag over here, Chris. LSU's got an eligible lineman downfield, so that is going to come back. That's number 1.
Eligible receiver downfield. Office number 71. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Tyree Adams flagged for the downfield infraction. There's a timeout on the field with an injured Rebel down. That's their defensive edge, junior out of Austin, Texas, Prince Will Umanmielen. And he's being checked out by the training crew, now being helped up to his feet. But a timeout on the field. 7-3 LSU leads here in the second quarter. Staring down a 3rd and 20 from their own 10 when we return on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Champions make plays on the field and in life. With LSU Online, you can keep your career moving, earn your degree, and still run your own game plan. Learn anytime from anywhere and take the next step toward your goal line. It's time to make your move, Tiger fans. Visit online.lsu.edu. LSU Online. Win where you are.
In Baton Rouge, locals don't just love their home, they love sharing it. Discover a city where culture is abundant, hospitality comes naturally, and the best spots are never kept secret. With the vibrancy of a big city and the ease of a weekend getaway, Baton Rouge invites you to slow down, savor, or soak it all in. Find your pace at visitbatonrouge.com.
LSU Tiger fans are gearing up with real Tigers apparel and merchandise from the official online store at lsushop.net. Get jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, official team merchandise from Nike, accessories, and much more. Over 3,600 products, all shipped right to your door. Head to the place real Tiger fans go for the selection only real Tiger fans get at lsushop.net.
Second quarter action continues. Presented by Dudley DeBosier. This is LSU Fighting Tiger Football on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health.
Tiger fans, don't miss the Brian Kelly Show, live from TJ Ribs every Thursday when the Tigers play on Saturday. It all starts at 7 o'clock. You'll get the latest updates and game insights on the Brian Kelly Show, presented by Our Lady of the Lake Health, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on this, the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hear the Tigers roar worldwide. The LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
7:31 remaining, second quarter. LSU leading Ole Miss here at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, 7-3. Tigers looking at 3rd down and 20 from their own 10-yard line here. And LSU got on the board first. Touchdown on a tip drill on a pass thrown from Nussmeier to Trey'Dez Green. He couldn't handle it. It went up in the air. Nick Anderson caught it on the rebound. Ole Miss forced to go for a 25-yard field goal. On third down, LSU will keep it on the ground, and best run of the afternoon. Caleb Jackson straight ahead picks up 10 yards to the 20-yard line. And it still sets up 4th and 10. Suntarian Perkins eventually made the tackle for Ole Miss, and we'll see Grant Chadwick come out for the 3rd time today. Harrison Wallace the 3rd back deep for the Rebels. Jonathan Ferguson will be the long snapper here as Chadwick stands currently at the 6-yard line of his very own. Chadwick lets it go from the 9.5-yard line, a mile high into the air. Fair catch called for by Wallace, and he'll bring it in around the 35 far side. And that's where the Rebels take over. So a 50-yard punt by Chadwick right there around his average. Fans, Dudley DeBosier stands up for the purple and gold. They fight for Tiger fans all across Louisiana. Dudley DeBosier, proud to be an official partner of LSU Athletics. Ball marked at the 30-yard line. I stand corrected. That's where Ole Miss will start this drive. Again, 175 yards total offense thus far, and all of that coming on the last 3 drives. Last one resulting in a fumble inside the 5. They gave it back to LSU. They were unable to make hay with it. Checking that rushing count, Ole Miss now 63 yards on the ground. Again, LSU 5 straight games holding opponents under 100 yards rushing. First down and 10 at the 30 for the Rebels. Chambliss in the shotgun. Lacey the single back. Snap is back. Hand to Lacey. He'll try to break it out near side. LSU's all over him. They'll bring him down at the 30, but a flag came out after the handoff. Halsey and again Wes Weeks. They've been a pretty good combination defensively so far today for the Tigers, but we'll see what the penalty is all about.
Holding, offense number 8. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Okay, first down.
That'll be the 9th penalty here in the first half. Still with 6:43 remaining to go against the homestanding Rebels. That was Daquan Wright guilty for the hold. There was no gain on the play, and now with the penalty, that'll back up the Rebs a little further here with 6:43 to go in the game, or rather second quarter.
Yeah, we'll continue to go back to it. Like LSU's defense, whenever Ole Miss has tried to get to any perimeter run, they have been so stingy, and it's been tough for Ole Miss to get any kind of yardage there on the outside, and obviously it puts your tight end in a bad position. He holds on, penalty for the Rebels.
3 wide, 1 to the right, 2 to the left. Chambliss on play action, backpedaling, ball going to be deflected at the line, and a dying Quail lands at the 25, and a flag comes out. This looks like grounding as he just backpedaled, and LSU had 3 Tigers right there in his grill.
Personal foul, off the passer.
Wow.
Defense. 33.
Wow.
15-yard penalty from previous spot. Automatic first down.
I stand corrected. It'll go against the Tigers. Wow.
Yeah, I had to see a replay of this, and I didn't even see him.
A little shove at the end by Wes Weeks, and the officials. Again, West had his hands up trying to deflect the pass, and again, Chambliss off his back foot, but then after the throw was made, West kind of gave him a little too forearm shiver, and that was too much for the officials. So that'll move the ball up.
That's a killer. That's a crushing penalty. I mean, you start them behind the chains with their penalty. You get a nice incompleted pass there, and now first down back on the 35.
1st and 10 from the 35. Chambliss again in the shotgun. Lacey back out there as the running back. Chambliss looking to throw, and again it's going to be batted down at the line. Looked like Patrick Payton for a second time today. Just standing in there like a center in basketball, just slapping it straight down. Another block shot, let's say, for Patrick Payton, and that'll set up second down and 10 at the 35.
Yeah, it's a good call there, boys. I mean, it was Patrick Payton right there in the middle, and Gordy talked about it. I mean, you got a quarterback that's obviously 5'10". Patrick Payton certainly has a size advantage there. A couple of nice plays so far.
Second down and 10. Chambliss again. This time releases quickly and throws it nowhere. Closest man in the vicinity was Alexander. DJ Pickett probably had the best chance to make a play, but it was out of his reach. And just like that, it's quickly third down and 10 at the 35 with 6:07 remaining in second quarter. Ole Miss 4 for 8 on third downs today, and the Tigers again trying to find a Bengal Pest product third down defense, but play going to be halted. Thought it would be a free play, but contact was made with a jump early by LSU. And the fans not happy. They thought they got a free play, but I believe contact was made.
Contact, defense number 88.
So certainly has not been a clean game by either team. Just the fourth penalty by LSU, but as you've said, Jacob, they've come at very inopportune times. Another 3rd and 10 where they make it a little more manageable here.
Yeah, like you might only have 4 to their 9, but still, like you got to get off the field. You can't give an Ole Miss offense extra downs, extra opportunity, extra momentum like they have so far.
What was 3rd and 10 is now 3rd and 5 with the ball at the Ole Miss 40-yard line. Chambliss calls for the snap. Again, looking to throw. Deep drop on the crosser. Catch made at about the 44, and then across midfield to the Tiger 48. Is Winston Watkins, the freshman receiver, 12 yards and a first down for Ole Miss.
Yeah, LSU never really got lined up like they wanted to. They almost wish they used a timeout.
Here goes the warp speed. They swing the pass near side to Lacey, and he'll pick up 2 yards before stepping out of bounds at the 44 of the Tigers. Mansour Delane forced him wide. 2nd down and 8 upcoming here with 5:42. The clock stopped as he got out of bounds. It'll start again as they line it up. 6th tackle of the game for Delane. Chambliss looking to throw. Throws far side. Going to be intercepted at the 28-yard line. There's a flag down, but running down the field, LSU's DJ Pickett all the way to the house. And if it stands, it's 73 yards with a pick 6, but there are 2 flags where the pass was thrown. One lays at the 31, the other lies at the LSU 27.
I mean, there's a lot of hand fighting by both guys there. I'm not sure which way this is going to go. Well, they point to LSU there. That's a lot of hand fighting by both the receiver and the DB there.
LSU making their way back. The celebration has been tempered.
Defense number 3. 15-yard penalty between the spot. Automatic first down.
So again, it goes from a big defensive play, but they rule the penalty on the hand fighting. They assess it to DJ Pickett. And I'm with you, Jacob, watching it again. I don't know that either had an advantage, and it was an inside shoulder throw that was kind of underthrown. It was really only Pickett's play to make. He threw it to Pickett's outside shoulder.
Yeah, that's a tough call against a young player. I think he played that exactly how you need to play that. And there was a lot of hand fighting going back and forth. I can understand why Brian Kelly is very upset with the officiating crew right there. That's a monumental call right there by this official crew.
So Ole Miss back in business. 1st down and 10 now at the LSU 30-yard line. Chambliss again looking to throw. Airs it out far sideline. One-on-one. Pass broken up, and here comes a flag.
Yeah,
P.J. Woodland on coverage on Harrison Wallace. And that time I think P.J. Woodland may have made the mistake, Jacob, of never turning his head.
Defense number 11. 15-yard penalty between the spot. Automatic first down.
So now LSU has garnered 6 penalties. Ole Miss, of course, with 9, but some costly ones to say the very least on this possession for Ole Miss. They'll mark the ball down at the 15-yard line of the Tigers with 5:15 remaining 2nd quarter, and that LSU leading 7-3.
Yeah, if they're going to let the receiver get away with hand fighting as well, if I'm Ole Miss, honestly, I just keep trying to throw it deep right there. They're giving the receiver the advantage in that situation.
Motion one receiver out of the slot, right to left. The give to Lacey, and he has some room inside the 10, breaks a tackle at the 5. And he's in for the score on a 15-yard rushing touchdown, and Ole Miss takes their first lead of the afternoon, 9-7 with 5:09 remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, it's a tough one for LSU's defense. You make a couple of plays there, you have some calls go against you, go your way. You got all the momentum of maybe thinking you have a 70-plus yard pick 6 there. They give Ole Miss new life, and Ole Miss makes LSU's defense pay.
Lucas Canero on for the point after. Try to make it an even 10-7 Ole Miss lead. Snap is back, placement down, kick is up, and it's good. Ole Miss leads 10-7 now with 5:09 remaining here in the first half of action. 5-play drive spanning 70 yards, but 4 costly penalties by LSU resulting in 49 yards benefiting the Rebels on that drive. It's a 10-7 Ole Miss lead. By the way, Ole Miss now with 79 yards rushing as we keep a count on that, trying to keep the opponent under 100 yards rushing.
Man, you go half the field in penalty yards, right? It's going to be tough for any defense. I mean, you're talking 50 yards of penalties right there in that series. And so, look, the LSU defense is still playing really well, but right now they're allowing the receiver to kind of get the advantage in the hand fighting, and you can't really do anything right now if you're a DB. Ole Miss, to their credit, took advantage of it, realized that, and went right back to the same play that got intercepted the play before.
You know, it's interesting. I thought on that final play they might just air it out again for a fade route in the corner.
Yeah.
But I think they thought LSU might be thinking the same. They go to the run game, and Lacey finds the end zone from 15 yards out. Here's Barryon Brown. He'll take it around the 1-yard line, make his way to the 20. Actually, it was not Barryon Brown. Kicked it to the opposite side of the field. It was Kyle Parker who returned the ball for LSU, and they'll start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, trailing 10-7. Trailing for the first time today. LSU's offense 110 yards total so far. Nussmeier last week well over 80% completion. So far today 6 of 12 for an even 50%, 85 yards and 1 passing touchdown. So with 5:01 remaining, Tigers start 1st and 10 from their own 20. Juwan Johnson, Xavion Thomas, twin backs to each side of Garrett Nussmeier. They'll send Sharp into the slot, the tight end to the right. He along with Barryon Brown. The quick swing pass. They'll get it to Thomas. Thomas got a block to spring him free at the 20. Dances up the near sideline, but stepped out of bounds at the 32. Great design play, great execution, a 12-yard pickup, and a Louisiana Blue first down for your Fighting Tigers.
Yeah, that's a great play, and it is a hair away from maybe even going the distance. I like number 0 in any kind of race out here with most people on the field. So it's a good play, and it's close to hitting your head on the goalpost there.
Move it up to the 32-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. Clock moving, 4 minutes, 35 seconds. They'll stay with the twin back formation. Thomas and Johnson send 2 receivers to the left side in Brown and Hilton. 4-man at the line of scrimmage for Ole Miss. The handoff coming to Thomas. Near side, but Ole Miss has it covered up. Makes it to the 33 before Jenkins brings him down after a 1-yard gain. Rather, Ricky Fletcher there on the tackle, the 200-pound junior out of Durant, Mississippi. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the 33 as we roll into 4 minutes remaining before halftime. 2 receivers sent wide to the right, 1 lone receiver. That's the wide side of the field with the ball placed on the near side hash. Nussmeier with a single back, takes the snap, looks left, back across the middle, threw it a little behind, bobbled momentarily, but Anderson gets on track, crosses the 35, just shy of the 38-yard line. Picks up 5 yards, and what great concentration by Anderson. It was thrown behind him, kind of hit his hand up on his shoulder pad, and he reaches and pulls it back before he's hit by a Rebel defender.
That's incredible concentration. I can tell you, CB, those are the hardest when you're going in one direction, the quarterback goes at the other, and you got to find a way to come up. Those can also end very badly for you. It goes off a shoulder pad, goes up in the air, so that's a very positive play for LSU that could have gone the other way.
Tigers still 0 for 3 on 3rd down, looking at 3rd down and 4 from their own 38-yard line. Trip receivers to the right, lone receiver to the left, single back. Nussmeier backpedaling, tight pocket, drops it in the flat far side. Caleb Jackson brings it in, but he's dropped immediately at the 38-yard line by T.J. Daughtery, the linebacker, the junior from Montgomery, Alabama, transferred to Ole Miss from Clemson, makes a great stop. It'll set up 4th down and another punting situation. So Ole Miss is going to get the football back with a little over 2 minutes remaining, which will lead us towards the 2-minute timeout. Wallace back deep for the Rebels. Plants his cleats in the ground at the 18-yard line. Jonathan Ferguson to snap it back to Grant Chadwick. He'll take the snap, let it fly from the 29 of his own. Coming up to field it on the run will be Wallace, and Wallace hit as he crossed the 30 and pushed back there. 37-yard punt. Handful of yards on the return, and Ole Miss will start relatively in good field position at about the 31-yard line of their own with 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Again, they've got a built-in timeout with the 2-minute timeout coming in just a few moments.
Yeah, that's another part of that last drive LSU's offense. Obviously, you want to score points and you get the ball at half, so you want to have some momentum as you come back out, but also, like, you wanted to take more of that clock. Like, you wanted to take as much clock away from this high power, like 2 minutes and 17 seconds for this Ole Miss offense, as we all know. That's an eternity for them, and so unfortunately LSU's offense doesn't get points, or they don't take kind of some time off the clock to help out their defense.
First down and 10 for the Rebels at their own 31-yard line. Trinidad Chambliss takes the snap, again drops back, looks to unload. He's got a man caught at the 45 across midfield and spilled out at the LSU 39. Caden Lee hauled it in, got separation from A.J. Halsey, who eventually brings him down. But a 30-yard completion, and just like that, they're on the Tigers side of the field, and we hit the 2-minute timeout. Gordy Rush real quickly. Right now, this is the biggest defensive opportunity for LSU.
No doubt, and Ole Miss has some momentum. I mean, the biggest number that jumps out at me right now is that time of possession. Ole Miss has had the ball for over 15 minutes, probably pushing 16 minutes in the first half. This LSU defense has been on the field entirely too long, and we talked about explosive plays, Jacob, and there was one right there.
Yeah.
Tigers trying to make something happen, man coverage, get a little separation on the dime back. Deshaun Spears on that play, they make a big conversion.
Well, again, LSU come into the game after 4 weeks, averaging a little over 32 minutes a game. But as Gordy said, right now, Ole Miss in favor of the Rebels in time of possession. It'll be 1st and 10 at the LSU 39 after this 2-minute timeout. We'll return to Vaught Hemingway on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
There was a time when a person's word was enough. A time when a handshake meant something, and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to protect our customers' way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise. Learn more at lafarmbureau.com.
The original Louisiana hot sauce is proud to be the official hot sauce of your LSU Tigers. And our peppery peppers add so much flavor to your food, it'll taste good on anything, even SEC rivals. Gator? Chomp chomp. Beef? Hook 'em. Pork? Woo! Pig suey. So next time you're enjoying an LSU game, grab the original Louisiana hot sauce. Handcrafted so you can enjoy our rivals too. That's Louisiana hot. Buy you some.
Like to travel? People's Health members enjoy peace of mind knowing their health is covered. If you're away from home and need routine medical care, use the United Health Passport benefit from People's Health. You'll pay your usual copay for in-network care. No referrals necessary. And remember, you're always covered for emergency and urgent care worldwide. To learn more, call 1-855-821-2666. Plans are insured through United Healthcare Insurance Company or one of its affiliated companies, a Medicare Advantage organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in the plan depends on the plan's contract renewal with Medicare.
We return to second quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football, presented by Dudley DeBosier on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
LSU Athletics once again would like to thank its corporate partners: Cox McDonald's, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Albertsons, Louisiana Blue, Coca-Cola, and Hancock Whitney. 10-7, Ole Miss leading over LSU. Rebels taking the lead late in the second quarter, but with 2 minutes remaining, Rebels looking for more. Staring down, 1st down and 10 upcoming at the LSU 39-yard line. Gordy, we talked about before kickoff this Ole Miss front seven last year, a little more talented. And again, we're able to get after LSU in the meeting there in Baton Rouge. What are you seeing down there with basically a 4-man rush, tightening the pocket, but a lot of coverage downfield, making things difficult in the passing game?
Yeah, and I think it goes back to LSU's inability to run the football successfully when they have numbers, and you're putting 4 and 5 receivers into 7 and 8 people in coverage. So it's tough to complete. And again, I think you take what the defense gives you, and again, LSU's just not been able to run the football.
Ole Miss back out on the field. Gawan Lacey will be the featured back here. Trinidad Chambliss coming into the season, the backup quarterback, having to take over several weeks ago for Austin Simmons after being injured in that Kentucky matchup in week 2. First down and 10 now at the 39. Chambliss steps back into the gun. Ball on the far side hash. Single back in Lacey. Lacey will get the call. Cuts away from pressure in the backfield. Breaks a tackle at the second level, but eventually help arrives. Brings him down at the 35 after a 4-yard gain. Mansour Delane on the tackle for LSU, coming up from the safety position, or rather corner position, but there's a flag down. We've seen a lot of yellow hankies here in the first half so far.
Yeah, this one's
Ole Miss knows they're going backward.
Holding, offense number 75. 10-yard penalty.
10th penalty of the game for the Rebels. Patrick Kudus again, his second infraction, the right guard for the Rebels.
Yeah, this game's not, the first half at least, is not going on the coach's clinic tape. This isn't one that you bring to the seminar and show them how to play clean football from both sides, that's for sure.
So it backs up the Rebels, moves them closer to midfield here. Ball marked at the 47-yard line of LSU. First down and 18 now as Chambliss takes the football, 3 steps, slings it far side, going up for it, high pointing the football, bringing it in at the 23-yard line. Deuce Alexander. P.J. Woodland was there on coverage, but again, it came down to Alexander finding the football first and bringing it in. 25-yard gain. It'll be 1st and 10 now at the LSU 22-yard line with 1:39. Snap back, empty backfield, quarterback. Oh, it's actually a draw by Chambliss, and he had a big hole open up on the right side. He gets inside the 20, tripped up there, down around the 16-yard line, a gain of 6.
Yeah, look, the Ole Miss attack right now is, hey, we got our guys one-on-one. Let's throw it up. Let's get a pass interference, or let's let our guy go get the football right now. It's really been their only explosives that they've had in this game.
2nd down and 6 now inside the red zone at the LSU 18-yard line. Chambliss motions the receiver out of the slot left to right. Here's the snap. Give to Lacey. Lacey cut to his left. Little stiff arm, and then the cavalry arrives and stops him at the 15 as Tamarcus Cooley gives an extra little shove at the end there. Mansour Delane and Cooley able to come up, stop the run after it looked like Lacey had some room. And an LSU going to burn a timeout here with 46 seconds on the clock. Looking at 3rd and 3 for the Rebels as Lane Kiffin in the ear of the head linesman after both teams will huddle up to their respective sidelines. So Rebels, even with all the penalties they've had, Jacob, here in the first half, 10 for 69 yards. They have amassed 271 yards of total offense and lead by 3 in the latter moments of the second quarter.
Yeah, for them, at the beginning portion of this game, yards were tough to come by, but their yards are coming in chunks, kind of going back to what we're talking about there. They are saying, hey, our receivers one-on-one right now, we're going to put the ball in the air. And with the way the game's being called, we feel like our receiver is going to have the opportunity to come down with it, or it's going to be a penalty. It's smart football. I mean, look, you have to coach off how the game's being officiated, what the game flow is, and so you really look at where they've gotten their yards here the last couple of series, and it's just basically been, hey, let's snap the football one-on-one and take a shot.
Well, Gordy mentioned it a few moments ago. Right now, Ole Miss 15 minutes, 53 seconds time of possession to just 11:51 for LSU. And no surprise, the Rebels have ran 45 plays from the line of scrimmage. LSU just 23 offensive plays thus far here in the first half of action. It'll be 3rd down and 3 at the LSU 15-yard line. Ball placed down on the near side hash as they attack right to left. They lead 10-7. 5 for 9 on 3rd down so far today. A pistol formation. Chambliss with Lacey behind him. Lacey going to get the carry. Cuts to his right and tripped up, and it will be short of the first down sticks. P.J. Woodland with a great tackle, able to up in Lacey. It'll look like about 4th and a yard upcoming here between the 13 and 14-yard line, and now Lane Kiffin wants to talk it over. So the Rebels burn a timeout with 30 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Now, you mentioned earlier on the first drive Ole Miss had inside the red zone, maybe 2-down territory. They eventually decided to go for the field goal to get them on the board to cut the lead 7-3. But now up 10-7 with 32 seconds they put on the clock. You got to believe Lane just wants to make sure everybody's on the same page for this fourth and a little more than a yard, maybe 2.
Yeah, and the situation, changes a little bit. LSU gets the ball out of half. You feel like if you get a field goal there, it doesn't really do, as much as obviously a touchdown there, but you get a field goal, LSU scores out of the second half. They take the lead back there. So you're thinking points and opportunities and how many times we're going to get it down here, and all those kind of situations play through your head there. So I'm not surprised they're going to be uber aggressive. I would be shocked if it's not a hard, heavy play action and something where a tight end kind of, comes out of the pile. And we've seen those plays, obviously, when everybody commits to the run there. So they've got options here. LSU's defense has to, remain disciplined in all of their man coverage situations.
Ole Miss coming into the game 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions, a perfect 100% so far this season. 4th, and they'll say a little more than a yard. They must reach the 12-yard line of the Tigers. Chambliss lines up in a pistol formation with Lacey behind him. Again, 32 seconds remain before halftime. Ole Miss leading 10-7. Chambliss with 2 receivers left, 1 tight to the formation to the right. They'll motion a receiver. Play action. They'll toss out to that motion receiver. He's got the first down inside the 10 and out of bounds at the 5. That's Daquan Wright. The tight end picks up 8 yards. It'll be first down, goal to go for the Rebels.
It's always the tight end in a play like that. You're so worried about them running the football. The tight end typically gets lost there. Easy pitch and catch for Ole Miss to convert.
First down, goal to go. Ball marked at the LSU 5. This time they'll give it to Lacey. He backpedals, now goes forward inside the 5, stopped at about the 3, and brought down there. Ole Miss had 1 timeout remaining. Lane Kiffin will burn it here with 18 seconds remaining on the second quarter clock. Again, Lacey showing his ability that time. He took the handoff and then backpedaled a couple of yards just to give him a little more room to get an angle. Once he got to speed, LSU able to meet him down there around the 3. They mark the ball at the LSU 2. It'll be second down, goal to go from the 2 here with 18 seconds remaining before halftime. Coming up at the half, send it back to the Capital One studios. Brian Haldane, of course, will have the ISC Constructors Fighting Tiger halftime report. Rundown scores, highlights from the first half, and, of course, a rundown of the full first half stats. Before we hand it over to Mr. Haldane, we'll go down on the field. Gordy Rush will have the Capital One Bank halftime interview with head coach Brian Kelly. Interesting to hear his thoughts with his team trailing 10-7, trying to keep it right there in these last remaining moments of the second quarter.
Yeah, the obvious statement here is anything and everything you can do to keep them out of the end zone. I mean, it's a massive, massive win for you if Ole Miss has to settle for a field goal in any situation. And let's say you go into the halftime down 13-7. You feel good. You still feel good about it. They punch it in here. Obviously, it's a completely different ball game. Then you start to have to do some different things on offense, knowing that they want to keep the football.
Bryson Sanders puts his nose over the pigskin. Second down, goal to go from the 2. 2 wide to the right, 1 short to the left side. Now he'll motion. Trip receivers to the right with a single back. In Logan Diggs. Chambliss on a sprint out. Throws right corner of the end zone. Wide open. Caden Lee. Touchdown, Ole Miss. They extend the lead 16-7 with 13 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Hey, that's too easy. It's too easy. It's one of 3 things that they can do from the formation that they were in, and LSU's got to kind of switch it off a little bit better, and you got to make it at least a tough throw for the quarterback, but weren't able to get that switch done. Very easy pitch and catch there for Ole Miss.
Lucas Canero back out for the point after. Again, they took the football over on this drive. As we said, a lifetime left, 2:16 when they took over this drive. 9 plays, 69 yards, and the touchdown pass to Caden Lee. The point after is up, and it is good. 10-point Ole Miss lead now, 17-7. In the final moments of the second quarter, 13 ticks remain. And you said it, Jacob, that certainly changed the complexion of the game. With a 10-point lead going in at the half. Again, the good news, LSU will have the football to start the third quarter. But right now, Ole Miss, even with all the penalties, approaching 300 yards total offense, 285 so far in the first half to 128 for LSU.
Yeah, it has not been a clean football game, that's for sure. And you think about, a couple touchdown drives ago for Ole Miss and the situation, you would have had them 2nd and 20 down there in the shadows of their own goal line. You get a roughing the passer that gets it out to the 35, and you get 2 more penalties, 50 penalty yards on one drive alone. And so it's been tough for LSU's defense. Obviously, when the ball's been in the air so far, it's been really something that has benefited Ole Miss. And again, credit to them. They figured it out, and they're going to continue to attack it.
Here's the kick, again trying to keep it away from Barryon Brown. It'll be Kyle Parker fielding it far side at the 2. He'll come across the middle of the field, now stop center of the field and get across the 15 and put down at about the 18-yard line. And the Tigers will bring the offense out with just 5 seconds. More than likely will take a snap, take a knee. Again, bushel of penalties by both teams in this first half of play. But again, that time of possession, something that LSU thought would be an asset for them in this matchup because of the speed Ole Miss runs at. But the Rebels dominating now, nearly 18 minutes of possession in the first half to just under 12 for LSU. They do take a snap, take a knee. The Tigers head to the locker room, trailing Ole Miss 17-7. Coming up, we'll go down on the field, the Capital One halftime interview with Coach Brian Kelly before we send it back to the Capital One studio. Brian Haldane will have the ISC Constructors Fighting Tiger halftime report. Get Ole Miss, as Jacob said, kind of got things on track there late in the second quarter. Able to punch it in on 2 occasions. LSU with a lone touchdown, led early 7-0. Led 7-3, then got behind 10-7, and eventually 17-7. Our halftime score.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this game was close to having a completely different feel. DJ Pickett, if they don't call the pass interference there, he's going the other way. And then you go up 14-3, and then now here we are 17-7. LSU's got to do something in this first drive out of the locker room, though. It is imperative that they get that offense going and get on schedule. It's been 4 drives in a row now. They have not been on any kind of rhythm, any kind of schedule.
So our halftime score here at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. LSU trailing Ole Miss by a score of 17-7. Take a timeout, send it back to the Capital One studio. Brian Haldane will have the IFC Constructors Fighting Tiger halftime report. We'll get you ready for the second half in just a bit. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Everyone has their own favorite way to experience Louisiana. For some, it's the taste of hot beignets with a creamy cafe au lait. For others, it's swaying to the music of brass bands, Zydeco, and all the music in between. It's boating on the bayou, weaving your way through festivals, road tripping in pursuit of the greatest gumbo. Whoever you are, whatever you crave, Louisiana will feed your soul. Go to findyourlouisiana.com to plan your visit today.
Waste Pro is proud to be the official waste and recycling collection services provider to LSU Athletics. We service over 2 million residential and commercial customers in more than 500 towns and municipalities across the South. Waste Pro is proud to work, live, and raise families in the areas we serve. We consider it a privilege to work hand in hand with our customers, partners, and employees to create a better community-first waste and recycling model. Waste Pro is the official waste and recycling collection service provider of LSU Athletics. Visit wasteprousa.com for more information.
Equipment Share, proud partner of LSU Athletics. We understand that when you rent construction and industrial equipment, you need reliable machines and dependable service. From dozers and aerial work platforms to pumps, power, and climate control, we've got you covered. All rentals are powered by T3, the easy-to-use fleet management tool that lets you monitor your equipment from your phone or laptop. Visit EquipmentShare.com for your rental today. Equipment Share, built by contractors for contractors.
Welcome in to the ISC Fighting Tiger Halftime Report. Presented by ISC Constructors. Powered by People. Coming up, a breakdown of the first half with highlights, stats, and a check of the Republic Finance scoreboard. Now, from inside legendary Tiger Stadium in the Capital One Studios, here again is Brian Haldane.
Capital One is offering checking and savings accounts with no fees nor minimums. What's in your wallet? Crank things up with the Republic Finance scoreboard. Visit Republic Finance for all your personal loan needs. Get started at republicfinance.com/Tigers. Let's start you off with number one in the land. That would be the Ohio State Buckeyes. They're a little slow out the blocks today in the third quarter. 3:49 to go to the third quarter. Ohio State has a 14-6 lead over the Washington Huskies. Number 3, Penn State welcomes in number 6, Oregon at 6:30 for the whiteout game. So same time as that, number 5, Georgia, and number 17, Alabama are going to square off as well. 8th-ranked Florida State slipped up last night, falling to Virginia 46-34. Right now, Auburn is at number 9, Texas A&M. Texas A&M up 13-3. They're about to kick off the second half of that contest. Number 11, Indiana, is at Iowa right now. Look out. Iowa and Indiana all locked up. 8:15 to go in the third quarter. All locked up at 10 points apiece. 8:15 to go in the third quarter of that one. We're looking at number 15, Tennessee is at 4-0. Mississippi State, and Mississippi State's looking like they're 4-0 as well. 17-17, 5:02 remaining in the first half of that contest. Number 16, Georgia Tech came back after being down 17-3 at half to beat Wake Forest 30-29 in overtime. Vanderbilt struggled early, but came around to beat Utah State 55-35. Number 23, Illinois is back in the win column, topping number 21, USC 34-32 on a 41-yard walk-off field goal. And bad has gone to worse for Sam Pittman in Arkansas. They were brutalized by number 22 Notre Dame, 56-13. Your final score there. In-state schools, we've got 2 games going on right now. Arkansas State is at UL Monroe, and the Warhawks are up 21-13, 12:49 remaining in that game. Tulane is up as well. Tulane is on the road at Tulsa. 21-14, Green Wave have the lead. A little bit less than 1 minute to go in the first half of that contest. Nichols is at Eastern Kentucky. They're going to square off at 5 p.m. 6 p.m. gives us Grambling and Prairie View. Jackson State is at Southern, and UT Rio Grande Valley at Southeastern. All those are 6 o'clock kickoffs. 7 p.m. kickoffs. We've got McNeese at Stephen F. Austin, and Marshall is at ULL, and the night will round out with Louisiana Tech at UTEP. That is an 8 p.m. start time. Leadership starts right here at home. That's why Ford assembles the most vehicles in America and employs the most hourly workers. From America for America, just another reason why Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America for 48 straight years. See your Southern quality Ford dealer today. Once again, our halftime score, Ole Miss 17, LSU 7. We'll do the scoring recap when we get back right after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey Tiger fans, 12 and younger, don't miss your chance to be a part of Mike's Kids Club. Presented by Shell, the exclusive kids club of LSU Athletics. Join Mike's Kids Club for only $25. Get the official Mike's Kids Club t-shirt, free admission to select LSU athletic events, and much, much more. To learn about upcoming events and to join, please visit LSUMKC.com. The Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell.
Squeeze every ounce of life out of every day. Memorize every sunset, every face you love, and climb every obstacle until you can't go higher. With Louisiana Blue, you're free to soar because you've got the compassion of the cross, the security of the shield, and the comfort of blue behind you. Live Louisiana. We've got you. Louisiana Blue. Louisiana True.
back with more on the ISC Constructors Fighting Tiger Halftime Report. Now, with a first half scoring recap, here again is Brian Haldane.
Bud Light, proud sponsor of LSU Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Let's get to that scoring recap. LSU would break through first on a 5-play, 67-yard drive. Ultimately, that would end up with a touchdown pass from Garrett Nussmeier to Nick Anderson. Anderson might not have been the intended target, but you know what? It counts just the same.
Two receivers to the left side. Bauer Sharp, the tight end, along with Parker. Here's the snap back to Nuss, looking to throw. Corner of the end zone, broken up in the air on the tip drill. Going to be caught. Front corner of the end zone. They say touchdown, Fighting Tigers. Nick Anderson saw the ball go up in the air after it was deflected off the hands of Tradez Green, who was covered up in the front corner of the end zone. But luckily, Nick Anderson saw the ball, dove for it, brings it in, cradles the pigskin, and that'll put 6 on the board for LSU.
7 with a Damian Ramos extra point. Ole Miss would respond with a field goal, making it 7-3 on the back end of an 18-play, 83-yard drive. No more scoring was in the first quarter, and we made it through most of the second quarter before any more scoring happened. Ole Miss would put together a 5-play, 70-yard drive, ending up at a 15-yard touchdown run by Kawan Lacey, making the score 10-7 in favor of Ole Miss. And, of course, they would round out the first half with a 2-yard touchdown pass, Trinidad Chambliss to Caden Lee. That was the culmination of a 9-play, 69-yard drive, bringing us once again to our halftime score of 17-7 in favor of Ole Miss. Leadership starts right here at home. That's why Ford assembles the most vehicles in America and employs the most hourly workers. From America for America. Just another reason why Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America for 48 straight years. See your Southern Quality Ford dealer today. So, the numbers behind that 17-7, we'll have stats when we come back on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Get ready, Tiger fans! Venture Global is proud to partner with LSU Athletics, powering Louisiana and the world with clean, low-cost, reliable energy and fueling the future of our great state. As we cheer on the Tigers this season, we're also driving innovation, creating jobs, and supporting our local communities. Together, we're building a brighter, more sustainable tomorrow. Venture Global, proud partner of LSU Athletics, powering champions on and off the field. Go Tigers!
Everything tastes better after an LSU Tiger victory. Similarly, everything also tastes better once you've baptized it with the handcrafted flavor of the original Louisiana hot sauce. So just imagine how truly tasty something would taste if it was doused in the original Louisiana hot sauce after an LSU Tiger victory. That's Louisiana hot. Buy you some.
In the SEC, it just means more. But what is it exactly? It's the fans, the students, the traditions, the legends. It's passion to celebrate deeper, reach farther, think smarter, make an impact off the field. It's that intangible thing that happens when 16 schools raise the bar as one. Because in the SEC, it just means more.
Second half action of LSU Fighting Tiger football is coming up. This is the ISC Constructors Fighting Tiger Halftime Report on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
Let's dig into some numbers here, break down some stats, and we're going to start off with the passing stats. The passing report brought to you by Low Bears Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel. For LSU, Garrett Nussmeier is 9 of 15 right now. He's got 102 yards passing. He has 1 touchdown, 1 interception to go along with that. On Ole Miss's side, you've got Trinidad Chambliss, 15 of 25, 193 yards. He's got 1 touchdown and no interceptions. That is your passing report. Moving over to the rushing report, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. LSU has 9 carries for 24 yards. Ole Miss has 24 carries for 92 yards. Here's how it breaks down. Caleb Jackson's touched the ball once. He got 10 yards on that one. 1 carry for Barryon Brown of 7 yards. Xavion Thomas, 4 carries, 7 yards. Nuss was good for 1 carry and 1 yard. And then Jawan Johnson went backwards for a yard. On Ole Miss's side, Kawan Lacey is leading the way with 14 carries, 49 yards. Next in line would be Trinidad Chambliss at 7 carries 40 yards. A couple of other stats before we send it to our last break of the halftime. Big number here. Ole Miss has been penalized 10 times for 69 yards. LSU penalized 6 times for 74 yards. Another big number is time of possession in the first half. Ole Miss with the ball for 17 minutes and 50 seconds. LSU just 12:02. Once again, our halftime score, Ole Miss 17, LSU 7. The Tigers will get the ball to start off the second half, and we're going to take our last break, send it back to Chris, Jake, and Gordy right after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, college football fans. I know you'd do anything for a win on game day.
And an ice cold Bud Light.
Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot
Or parked on the couch.
sitting on your lucky stool at the bar,
Or standing in the fan section all game long.
the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win
Into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that.
Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Trust isn't given. It's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here. Visit OLOLRMC.com/LSU.
This is Secretary of State Nancy Landry. Knowing the rules of the game is critical for both athletes and fans. Elections are no different. Changes are coming to Louisiana's primary elections next year, so before voting in April, visit geauxvote.com or download the free Go Vote mobile app. Keep your registration current, understand how your party affiliation affects your options, and learn about offices affected by the new law. Know before you go, and go Tigers!
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of LSU Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
This has been the ISC Constructors Fighting Tiger Halftime Report. Presented by ISC Constructors. Powered by people. Second half action of LSU Fighting Tiger football begins on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health. Here again are Gordy, Jacob, and Chris.
All right, and welcome back into Ball Hemingway Stadium here in Oxford, Mississippi. It is Ole Miss on top of your Tigers 17-7 as we get ready for the second half. LSU will receive the football here to open up the second half, and you heard some of the tail of the tape there, how we got to the score line. Certainly the penalties have been a big part of it. Now Ole Miss has 10 to your 6, but in those 10 penalties, only 69 yards for Ole Miss. For LSU, it has been 6 penalties for 74 yards. And so you have the penalty yardage there. You had some big key moments where those penalties really came back and they hurt you there. We'll see if LSU can get that cleaned up there. Very important drive to start the second half for the LSU Tigers. And again, it is Ole Miss up right now on LSU 17-7. Let's welcome on the voice of the LSU Tigers, Chris Blair, back onto the broadcast.
All right, Jacob, indeed. Sometimes you talk about second half adjustments, and I'll borrow your phrase from late in that second quarter, partner, and that is the sense that Ole Miss figured out, you know what, we've got a lot of man coverage. Let's tell our quarterback to go out there, look for the guy you want to throw it to, put it high in the air, see if they can high point it. If not, to get possibly a pass interference call. Again, a ton of offense in that first half for this Ole Miss Rebel team, who, as you said, had a ton of penalties early on, but were able to get those chunk yards, sometimes with big plays, but sometimes off of the penalties. And again, the offense for LSU looked a lot more like the first 3 weeks, certainly the second week and third week as opposed to last week. Just not quite getting the connection. I'm not sure if Garrett Nussmeier, again, is still maybe nursing a little bit of that torso injury, but it's been tough sledding so far here in the first half offensively for LSU.
Yeah, I when you look at Nussmeier right now, that's got to be one of the questions, because we have seen him be so electric with the football. The ball just jumps off his hand, and you're not seeing that right now. And I also want to credit this offensive line, who's playing right now with a true freshman at right tackle. The pocket's been good. The pocket has been there. And so your hope, if you're an LSU fan, which everybody listening to this broadcast for the most part is, that Garrett Nussmeier can come back and can make some of those slight adjustments, because right now, you're going to have to push the ball down the field. You're going to have to make some plays through the air. And also at some point, you have to stay true to the run game. It is only a 10-point game. Come out in this first drive. This first drive is just crucial, because Ole Miss right now has all the momentum, Chris. You got to get some positive momentum back. You haven't had a lot of opportunities. You haven't had the ball near as much as Ole Miss, as you pointed out there. But you've got to get a flow. You have to get into a better flow of the game. And LSU right now, they desperately need that in this opening drive.
I'll throw this one at you again. We mentioned several times today that LSU, after 4 weeks of football, averaging about 32-plus minutes time of possession in each of their previous 4 games. And you knew coming into this, and as proof positive in the first half, Ole Miss at times going to run that warp speed tempo offense. At times, Garrett Nussmeier looks a lot more comfortable when LSU goes a little faster. Now you find yourself down by 10 going into the second half. I don't know if maybe they don't try to get him into that flow by maybe speeding things up.
Look, I am A-okay with that. If you're not going to run the football, if you're going to come out and you're going to trust on Garrett Nussmeier's arm here in this first drive, let him go up-tempo. Let him go almost in that 2-minute type offense. Let him get the ball out of his hand quick there, because if 18 doesn't get going, you're not going to get going, right? The defense was on the field way too much in that first half there. You have to help them out offensively. This has to be a long, sustained drive for this offense to help the entire team out, because that defense was on the field against a very explosive, hurry up, talented offense. And so, yeah, you got to get 18 going, or again, your team's not going to get going.
Again, 285 total number for Ole Miss in that first half, 285 yards, 193 through the air, 92 on the ground. The Tigers 126 yards total offense through the first 2 quarters, 102 of that through the air, 24 yards on the ground. And as I told you, Nussmeier so far today, 9 of 15 for those 102 yards and a passing touchdown. And look at that rushing total. LSU, again, the inability to establish the run. 9 carries, 24 yards for LSU in that first half. And then you go back to the third down conversions. LSU 0 for 4 in the first half. Ole Miss, even with all the penalties, moving forward, moving back, they go 50%. Esther 5 of 10.
Yeah, it's been, look, and with Lane Kiffin, that's really where he's so good. He's so good there in the money down, in the third down, which, fourth down kind of counts as third down for Lane Kiffin. So you look at the yards and okay, LSU's defense has played good. They really, the penalties have obviously been something that's hammered them, but for a large portion of this, it was tough for Ole Miss, and Ole Miss had to grind out every yard that they got. The LSU offense has to help out their defense right now. On the field too long, so LSU defense doesn't really have to make major adjustments. It's the offense that you have to see adjust here in the second half.
By the way, Trinidad Chambliss, the backup, who now is the starter for Ole Miss, went 15 of 25 in that first half for 193 yards and a touchdown. He started 1 of 5 in this game. Went 14 of 20 the rest of the first half and completed his last 5 pass attempts. So after a little shaky start, Chambliss has settled down. And we're just about set for the start of the third quarter as Lucas Canero again tees it up at the 35. Back deep will be Barrion Brown, along with Kyle Parker, who's had a couple of returns as they try to kick it away from Barrion Brown. Brown now will switch sides at the kick, but this time Carrion will send it deep into the end zone, and LSU will take the touchback and start 1st and 10 at their own 25. Well, goes without saying, this is a very important opening third quarter drive for Coach Brian Kelly and the Tigers, down 17-7 on the road against the Ole Miss Rebels. 1st down and 10 at the 25 is where Garrett Nussmeier and company will start it out with an even 15 minutes put up on the board. Fans, Toyota's national sales event is on right now. Enjoy every second of summer in an exciting Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today. Start of the third quarter. 1st down and 10 at the 25 for your Fighting Tigers. They attack left to right. Ball on the far side hash. Snap back to Nuss. Quick fire. Catch going to be made by Brown. Curls around one defender across the 30. Makes his way to the 33-yard line on a pickup of 8. Wydett Williams eventually making the stop for Ole Miss.
It's a great first down play. Now, this is the key down. You can't have a false start penalty. You can't have a negative play. You're second and short. Go pick up the first down.
Moving a little quicker here. Nussmeier takes the snap. Gives to Johnson. Johnson up the middle. And Johnson falling forward up near the 38-yard line, appears to have a Louisiana Blue first down for your Fighting Tigers. And just the way you draw it up, Jacob, you get 2nd and 2, you hand the ball off, you pick up and move the chains.
Yeah, great movement by the LSU offensive line. This is not panicking. This is staying on schedule. This is not having a pre-snap penalty. This is the flow that we're talking about. LSU's offense has to stay in on this drive and the rest of the second half.
Taking a little extra time here. Nussmeier now lines up in the shotgun. Again, Johnson on a sidecar to his right. They'll bunch 3 receivers to the left. Lone receiver to the right side is Xavier Thomas. Nussmeier looking left. Here comes pressure, and he's going to be dropped back at the 28-yard line. Will Eccles, the sophomore from Houston, Mississippi, in for the first sack for the Rebels today. And you said it just moments ago, Jacob, the pocket had been fairly clean. Not that time. The Rebels get the sack, and they lose 10 yards, or actually 8 yards.
Yeah, watching the replay, it was just a stunt. And LSU's offensive line has gotten in trouble. Remember, we talked about it last week against Southeastern. They've had trouble with the initial guy on the stunt and a TE stunt. They've had really a lot of trouble keeping that guy out of the backfield. You'd like to see Juwan Johnson kind of give himself up and try to big body, but he didn't able to do it there, and Nussmeier goes down for the sack.
A little slow on the snap, but handled by Nuss. Backpedals, and we'll throw this one away into the far sideline, and with pressure breathing down as Ole Miss again just a few steps from getting home for a second straight sack. It was Will Eccles again that got free and forced Nuss to throw it away.
Yeah, that's a 5-second count there, though, by the offensive line. That's more of a coverage sack right there. So,
yeah, Jacob, for me, the big takeaway, both times Ole Miss rushed only 3 defenders. They're dropping 8 and rushing 3 and getting pressure.
3rd and forever here. 3rd and 18 from the LSU 30. Opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Nuss directing traffic. Again, they bring a few up to the line. They drop off. 3-man rush. Here's the dump-off pass. Going to be caught by Jackson. Jackson up the near side hash mark. Makes his way to the 41 yards. A gain, or 41-yard line. A pickup of 11 yards. But they'll be 7 yards shy of the first down sticks. And here comes the punt unit. So Ole Miss ratchets up the pressure. Good coverage on the back end, and they force a punt here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. This will be the 5th punt of the day for Grant Chadwick.
Yeah, you got off schedule yet again in that drive, right? You have success. First down, you put the ball in the air again, and you got to get ahead of the chains or you put yourself in these type of situations.
Chadwick looking to flip the field. This one high into the air. Wallace going back. Fields it at about the 8-yard line. Calls for the fair catch. 52-yard punt by Chadwick. So he does his job, and that will have Ole Miss starting 1st and 10 inside their own 10-yard line with 12:19 to go here in the 3rd quarter. A reminder, football fans, SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the action this season. So whether you're buying or selling football tickets, SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of LSU football. Let's go Tigers, SeatGeek. Again, Trinidad Chambliss last year was the QB1 for Ferris State up in Big Rapids, Michigan. Thrust onto the scene here in SEC play early after the injury to Austin Simmons, who was the heir apparent to Jackson Dart, who's moved on with his skills to the NFL. But Simmons, of course, still nursing that injury. I was told before the game by a couple of Ole Miss staffers after this week of practice, they still think he's only about 70 to 75% right. So they make the decision to go with the veteran Trinidad Chambliss. He'll take the snap, standing at the goal line, flies it out quickly far side. Not a great throw, and it's incomplete around the 9-yard line. He was looking for Deuce Alexander again. P.J. Woodland was on coverage. Alexander with 3 catches, 64 yards. He's been a favorite target here in this game.
That's a nice job by P.J. Woodland there. Actually, a good throw might have been good for LSU if it would have stayed up a little bit longer. LSU brings some numbers there, got some pressure, got the ball out of Trinidad's hands incredibly fast.
17-7 Ole Miss leads. Looking at 2nd down and 10 again from their 7. Late toss near side, not a lot of room to work with. LSU is there quickly. A flag comes out as it was Jack Pyburn who got to the ball carrier, but a flag came out right about the time of contact. They lost the yard on the carry. We'll see what the penalty is all about from our crew chief, Ken Williamson, after he checks with his colleagues.
Yeah, if this is a holding, it would be a situation where you would decline it because the penalty yards don't really do a whole lot for you. Now, it could be maybe a defender cutting an offensive player on the edge there.
There's no foul for a block in the back. The contact was initiated on the side of the player. Third down.
So they'll pick up the hanky, no flag on the play.
LSU probably declines that penalty anyways. I mean, you get 3.5 yards, but you give them another opportunity at second down, so.
Again, Ole Miss 5 for 10 in the first half on third down. This one an important one for Lane Kiffin, an even bigger Bengal pest product third down for this LSU defense. Looking at 3rd and 11 from the 6-yard line of their very own. Chambliss sends 3 wide to the right, lone receiver to the left side. They scrimmage in the shadows here at Vaught Hemingway. Quarterback draw. Here goes Chambliss. Breaks 1 tackle, lunges forward across the 15. They'll say he made it to the 17-yard line. And if so, that's enough for a first down.
You have to know that that's coming. You have to know that is his bread and butter. That is what he does well. They're not going to allow him to throw off his goal line there.
This time, pressure comes. Chambliss backpedaling. Just throws this one away to the sideline. Incomplete. That'll set up 2nd down and 10 from the Rebels 17-yard line. Bernard Gooden was getting pressure on the quarterback that time. Gooden, the 5th-year senior out of Montgomery, Alabama, transferring in from South Florida to the LSU Tigers. Chambliss, the leading rusher here for the Rebels, no surprise. 51 yards on the day, but a big one a moment ago to get them the first down. Looking at 2nd down and 10 from their own 17. Again, Chambliss running right side. LSU had good pursuit. They'll bring him down after just a 2-yard gain. Peyton and Whit Weeks were there defensively for the Tigers. We've got 11:19 to go third quarter. Still a 17-7 Ole Miss lead.
Yeah, like I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not another variation of a Q run here.
3rd down and 8 from their own 19. Chambliss rises up, looks to the near sideline, now sets his running back in Logan Diggs, the former Tiger, to the right hip. 1 receiver to the right. Now they're moving some receivers in and out of the slot to the left side. Play clock down to 3. They just get it off with about 1 second remaining. Chambliss, quick fire, nobody at home. It's incomplete up across the 30-yard line. He was looking for Deuce Alexander again. Alexander had not arrived at his spot where the throw was made. And this will be the 4th punt on 4th and 8. So, again, the Tiger defense called upon early in this third quarter. They get the stop. Oscar Bird out to punt it away. Xavion Thomas back deep for LSU with 10:42 to go third quarter. Ole Miss leading here at home 17-7. Kick is in the air. Kind of a knuckleball. Thomas coming up, calls fair catch and brings it in at the 45-yard line after a 36-yard punt and no return. Timeout on the field. 10:37 remaining here in Oxford. Third quarter action. 17-7. Ole Miss leads by 10 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA, is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families, and one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
He's got a seam. He's down the near side hash. Tiger fans, if you've ever wanted to listen to the LSU Sports Radio Network while watching your Fighting Tigers on TV, now you can, and it's easy to do. Just pause the TV. Use the LSU Sports mobile app to stream the audio on your smartphone or tablet. Connect to a smart speaker, then wait for the audio to catch up to the point your TV is paused. Push play, and you are all set. Watch the Tigers and listen with the LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app. 15-10-5, touchdown! Tigers!
Every Tiger knows it's not just about where you are, it's about how you play the game. At LSU Online, we bring that same grit and greatness to your education. Whether you're watching from Baton Rouge or beyond, you can earn your degree on your time from anywhere. Flexible, online, built for Tiger Nation. Visit online.lsu.edu and win where you are.
Trust isn't given. It's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here. Visit OLOLRMC.com/LSU.
Live coverage continues. This is LSU Fighting Tiger Football on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
Third quarter action from Vaught Hemingway Stadium in Oxford. 17-7 Ole Miss. Able to take the lead late in that second quarter, build on it in the waning moments. Took a 10-point lead into the halftime locker room. LSU has the football here, the best starting position of the day. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. In fact, best field position for either team with 10:37 to go here in the third quarter. Time now to take a look at the performance report presented by BASF. We create chemistry. And Jacob, right now, unfortunately, it's got to be the defensive side of the football. And A.J. Halsey and Mansour Delane combining for 15 tackles, 7 of those individual. In fact, Halsey with 5 solo tackles so far in the game, but they've been on the field quite a bit. Be nice to see LSU have a long, sustained drive that ends in pay dirt on this possession. 1st down and 10, again at the 45. Nussmeier in the pistol formation. Harlan Berry, the featured back to start this possession. He'll get the carry, finds a little hole, left tackle, and up to midfield. He makes it on a 5-yard gain. Harlan Berry, the freshman out of New Orleans, sets up 2nd down and 5 for the Tigers right at midfield. Gushkin and Perkins were there for Ole Miss defensively. Still taking a look at that offensive line. As we mentioned, DJ Chester would be available here in the second half after being disqualified due to the targeting call last week. Motion sharp prior to the snap. Little low snap, but handled. They'll swing the pass to Berry near side. Cuts inside one defender. Gets to about the 49 before being dropped there. After a 2-yard gain, it's TJ Dottery who cleans him up on the tackle. Tigers still looking for their first 3rd down conversion of the day. It's manageable here. 3rd down and 3 from the Ole Miss 48-yard line. Snap back to Nussmeier. The give to Berry. Berry leaps forward just inside the Ole Miss 45, and he'll pick up a Louisiana blue. 1st down for the Fighting Tigers. Able to get there just before Cam Franklin got him down.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, 0 for there on 3rd downs. Now, they haven't had many of them, only 4 opportunities, but that almost felt like 2-down territory for LSU. They didn't pick it up there.
Paul Mabinga, the LSU left guard, slow to get up. He's down on his knees at the 45-yard line. So timeout taken here for an injury timeout, which tells us that LSU is fortunate to have a healthcare partner like Our Lady of the Lake Health to provide exceptional care when something like this happens. Their regional medical center down the street, the region's only level 1 trauma center. It's where athletes go who need further care. Injury timeout on the field, 17-7, Ole Miss leading. Good news, Mabinga on his feet, but having to be helped to that far sideline. 9:24 remains third quarter, 17-7. Ole Miss leads. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
In a region famous for its cuisine, Blue Plate Mayo has been a staple since 1927. From New Orleans to Lafayette, Houma to Baton Rouge, it's the mayo Louisiana reaches for when it's time to mix something delicious. Whether it's dressing a po' boy or making that perfect dipping sauce for crawfish, it has to be Blue Plate. Blue Plate Mayo, the official mayo of LSU Athletics. That's the good stuff.
There was a time when a person's word was enough, a time when a handshake meant something, and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to protect our customers' way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise. Learn more at lafarmbureau.com.
Get ready, Tiger fans! Venture Global is proud to partner with LSU Athletics, powering Louisiana and the world with clean, low-cost, reliable energy and fueling the future of our great state. As we cheer on the Tigers this season, we're also driving innovation, creating jobs, and supporting our local communities. Together, we're building a brighter, more sustainable tomorrow. Venture Global, proud partner of LSU Athletics, powering champions on and off the field. Go Tigers!
In Louisiana, we love our LSU Tigers. When the band strikes up those 4 iconic notes, the fans go wild. At Louisiana Blue, we're Tiger fans too. That's why we've teamed up with LSU Athletics to bring you the compassion of the cross and security of the shield, so you're free to wear your stripes and roar. Live Louisiana. We've got you. Louisiana Blue, Louisiana True.
Proud partner of LSU Athletics.
Back to the action of LSU Fighting Tiger football on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
17-7 our score here at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. The homestanding Ole Miss Rebels took that 10-point lead into the halftime locker room. Fans LSU Athletics like to think it's corporate partners, Cox, McDonald's, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Albertsons, Louisiana Blue, Coca-Cola, and Hancock Whitney. Real quickly, a Sunshine sideline report. Gordy Rush, we saw Paul Mubinga be helped off. He'll have to check out at least for this play. We knew DJ Chester. We didn't see him in the first half due to the disqualification. Carius Kern got the start. Will be interesting to see what they do this moving forward.
Yeah, it's Eccles at guard. Also, Aaron Anderson's not in. He's got a sleeve on his left knee. He's been on a stationary bike. I'll keep an eye on that.
Thank you, Gordy. Tigers looking at 1st and 10 now at the Ole Miss 45-yard line. Quick pass to Brown. He got a great block to seal off a couple of defenders. And Ole Miss able to get over there quickly, bring him down near the 39-yard line after a 7-yard gain. It was Sage Ryan along with T.J. Daugherty, as we call Ryan's name for the first time. Spent 4 years as an LSU Tiger before transferring here to Oxford. Give him 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 4. Now at the Ole Miss 39-yard line. Garrett now steps up to the line. Ole Miss crowding the line of scrimmage here. 5 on the line, but very rarely have they rushed more than 3, maybe 4. They'll rush 3 on this one. Nussmeier slings it down the field, one-on-one football, and it's broken up near the goal line. It was underthrown once again. Chris Hilton Jr., the intended target. Ball was up for grabs. Chris Graves was on coverage. There's a flag down.
15-yard penalty the previous spot.
Looks like it's going to go against Graves, the cornerback for Ole Miss. So big break there for LSU. Another costly penalty on this Ole Miss defense.
It is a big break, and LSU's lucky right there, but Chris Hilton Jr. had the receiver beat by 7 yards. It's just a throw that we've seen Garrett Nussmeier make in his sleep there, and right now he cannot get that throw down the field. And so, you credit the young man for going out there and trying everything he can, but, Chris Hilton Jr. literally by 7 yards had his guy beat and almost came back and made a play on it.
Moves the ball up to the 24-yard line. 1st down and 10 after that penalty. Snap back to Nuss. Handoff Berry. Berry got hit hard as he reached the 24-yard line by Will Eccles. Basically no gain on the play on the ground for LSU. Watching that replay again, not only did the ball not get there when Hilton had broke from the defender, but I think Chris may have mistimed his jump a little bit. He was on his way down as the ball was coming to him.
Yeah, I think it surprised him with the underthrow, and him coming back kind of got stuck in no man's land.
2nd down and 10 for the Tigers at the Ole Miss 24. Harlem Berry, the single back, will move to the pistol formation as Nuss takes the snap. Give to Berry. Berry trying to break it outside. Gets grabbed by the back of the shoulder pads. And will not. No gain on the play as Sage Ryan comes over and makes the stop. LSU trying to get to the outside and the wide side of the field, but Ole Miss with great pursuit. Ryan able to just reach out and avoid the horse collar, and bring down Harlem Berry. So now looking at second down and 10 at the 24, or rather third down and 9 at the 23 as they move it to the near side hash. Send out Brown, Sharp, and now Berry into the slot to the left. Empty backfield with Trades Green and Xavion Thomas wide to the right. Snap back. Nuss, plenty of time, drops it off, crossing route, Thomas. Trying to get north-south, and Ole Miss with great pursuit will bring him down after just a 2-yard gain. It was Taj Chambers who makes the tackle on Thomas. And looks like the field goal unit's on the way out.
The Ole Miss going to feel like that's a win, holding them to a field goal attempt, knowing that Chris Hilton had the opportunity, beating his guy right down the sideline there for a potential LSU touchdown.
40-yard try for Damian Ramos. Silas Hall to snap it back. Graham Chadwick will place it down. From the far side hash, kicking left to right. Snap there. Placement down. Ramos, plenty of leg, and the kick is good. Through and true for Damian Ramos. And with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Tigers General Scholarship Fund for student athletes across all sports. Thank you, Allstate. 336 points now in the career of Damian Ramos when it comes to putting points on the board with his foot. And he gets the Tigers a little closer. It's a 7-point lead now for Ole Miss, 17-10. 6:02 remains here in the third quarter. We'll step aside, come back in a moment on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Ew, it's a roach!
Fear not. Champ is here. Your weapon is Bengal Roach Spray. Bengal Spray technology is designed to flush out the entire colony, targeting the source of the problem, making sure these pests don't die unseen in your walls, ensuring far-reaching results that prevent infestations from returning. Now that you're all protected, my job here is done.
Bengal, the official pest control of LSU athletics.
Hey, LSU fans, you're invited to Louisiana's largest casino resort, Coshada. Coshada Casino Resort has the largest and most spacious gaming floor in the Lake Charles area, with thousands of the newest slots, over 55 table games, live bingo and off-track betting, plus 3 beautiful hotels, delicious Cajun cuisine, and the #1 rated golf course in Louisiana. Coshada Casino Resort is proud to support LSU. Go Tigers!
ISC Constructors is a national award-winning electrical and instrumentation construction company. In addition, ISC provides full-service, multidisciplined engineering services to global customers. For 35 years, ISC has brought the Baton Rouge culture to its job sites and offices across the nation. And like our Tigers, ISC believes being the best begins with recruiting and developing the best talent. ISC, powered by people.
Game day starts local, just 2 miles from Tiger Stadium. Oxbow Rum Distillery is the official rum of LSU athletics. Handcrafted from Louisiana sugarcane, grown right across the river. From cane to glass, every bottle is pure Louisiana pride. So, whether you're mixing up cocktails at your tailgate or joining us at the tasting room, make it a win for local flavor. Oxbow Rum Distillery, located downtown Baton Rouge. Go Tigers!
Now, back to Fighting Tiger football on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
Back here at Vaught Hemingway Stadium, 17-10, Ole Miss leads by a touchdown. The Tigers moments ago, the 40-yard field goal connected on by Damian Ramos. Scoring drive brought to you by LSU Online. Fans driven to score, built to win. LSU Online, win where you are. 8 plays, 33 yards after the drive started. Great field position at the LSU 45. Took 3 minutes and 57 seconds before Ramos recorded his 336th point as an LSU kicker. Currently good for second. He may have a chance before this year is over to put his name atop that list. We've got the ensuing kickoff coming up. Isaiah Hartrip back deep for the Rebels. Aaron Burrell set to kick it back. Again, 6:02 remaining third quarter action. Burrell gets the green light. Here's the approach and the kick. This one spinning, going to be a little short and will be fielded. But a fair catch called for at the 1-yard line by Isaiah Hartrip. And it will be first down and 10 for Ole Miss as they'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. Again, Trinidad Chambliss, 15 of 28 as the starting QB for Ole Miss. 193 yards, 1 passing touchdown. Chambliss also 9 carries, 53 yards running the football. Leads Ole Miss. Lacey, by the way, 15 carries, 48 yards. But as Jacob Hester told you, Chambliss can certainly do damage. He's averaging just under 6 yards per carry. When they call his number, he's been effective today. First down and 10 from the 25. Start with an empty backfield. They'll motion a receiver at the snap. They'll give it to him, and he's cut down after he got to the 27-yard line. That's Deuce Alexander on a pickup of 2 yards. A.J. Halsey staying at home makes a great tackle. It'll be second down and a little less than 8 from the 28-yard line. Chambliss ready to go. They'll start the tempo here. Receiver to each side. Chambliss fakes the toss, throws the pass, wide open at the 35 and up to the 40-yard line before being forced out of bounds is the tight end Caleb Odom. Out of Carrollton, Georgia, transfer from Alabama. Picks up the first down for Ole Miss. First and 10 at the 40-yard line. Again, keep their foot on the pedal. Chambliss. Design draw. This time across the 40. Makes his way to the 42-yard line. A pickup of 2. Jack Pyburn there to get his hands on the Rebel quarterback as we roll under 5:15 remaining here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's a nice job by the LSU defensive front there. Didn't necessarily have a linebacker spying him, but the LSU defensive line did a nice job of two-gapping that quarterback draw.
Kawan Lacey to the right side. Trinidad Chambliss on second down and 8 from the 42-yard line. Motion a slot receiver. Handoff Lacey. Just trying to get what he can get. Not much. May have lost a yard back to the 41. Again, that defensive front doing a great job on these last couple of plays. Just plugging up those running lanes. Ahmad Bro and Whit Weeks combined on the stop there.
Ahmad Bro, I mean, filing with his hands there. That's a really nice job. Pushes the offensive line 2 yards back into the backfield.
Third down and 8 here for the Rebels. Again, right at 50%, 6 of 12 on the afternoon. Chambliss, 3 steps, drops, delivers, catch made at the LSU 47-yard line by Winston Watkins, the freshman receiver out of Fort Myers. Mansour Delane made the tackle immediately, but it will move the chains for the Rebels as they now reach LSU territory.
Yeah, it looked like some miscommunication there. Never really understood maybe the coverage there. A lot of finger pointing.
Chambliss hands it off. Lacey wants to go downhill to his right, trips over his own offensive lineman who had fallen down. He'll make his way to the 43, only a 2-yard, maybe 3 on the pickup. 3:42, clock moving here. In the third quarter going by quickly. LSU took the ball at the 45, but had to settle for a 40-yard field goal. And that's where we are, 17-10, Ole Miss out in front. Second down and 7 from the LSU 43. Chambliss again, this time a deeper drop, now sprinting to his right. Throws on the run and on a tip drill. Intercepted at the 20-yard line far side. They say he's still in bounds. Up across midfield and into Ole Miss territory is P.J. Woodland. Second beneficial tip drill for LSU, and credit Woodland somehow staying in bounds, tiptoeing on the sideline. Second interception offered up by Chambliss, and a 31-yard return puts LSU's offense back in business.
Yeah, tried to go back to the well one too many times. Nice job by P.J. Woodland, making the adjustment, because Ole Miss had so much success doing that in the first half of this game. But, hey, we're going to make the adjustment. We're going to play on the ball. We're going to look back, and we're going to make sure we don't have a pass interference. And that's a really nice individual effort there by P.J. Woodland. And then, like you said, the return to stay in bounds, and now you're in plus territory.
So they'll start first down and 10 after the second turnover coughed up by the Rebels. Mark it at the 47-yard line of Ole Miss. 3:12 remaining. LSU trying to get lined up. Juwan Johnson now sets up in the pistol behind Garrett Nussmeier. Here's the snap. Give to Johnson. Johnson straight ahead and stood up after he reaches the 46-yard line of the Rebels. Cam Franklin there, able to stop the momentum of Johnson. Under 3 minutes to go, third quarter, looking at second down and 9 now at the Rebel 46-yard line. LSU again taking their time to line up here. Nuss again out of a pistol formation. Fakes the handoff to Johnson. Plenty of time in the pocket. Throws down the seam. Far side hash. Barry on Brown. Able to pull it in. Picks up 16 yards and a Louisiana Blue first down for the Fighting Tigers.
Yeah, that was really the first time we were able to see Garrett Nussmeier push off that back foot, drive the football. There's not a big window, but there was a small window. We've seen number 18 make that play so many times. And if you can get him warmed up and going there, that's going to bode well for LSU.
They hurry up to the line. First down and 10 now at the 31. Another low snap, but handled. Nussmeier airs it out towards the end zone, down inside the 10, but overthrown and out of bounds, incomplete. Around the 8-yard line, he was looking for Xavion Thomas. Great coverage by Ricky Fletcher down the sideline. That'll bring up second down and 10 at the 31 with 1:56 to go here in the third quarter. Fans, Our Lady of the Lake Health, proud to be LSU Championship Health Partner. To learn more, just go to olrmc.com/LSU. 17-10, Ole Miss leading. LSU, the beneficiary of a second turnover. Second down and 10 at the 31. Nuss, quick screen, and they run into each other. Parker made the catch, but he and Sharp get tangled up, and Parker goes down for a loss.
Yeah,
may be beneficial. No gain on the play. You got a couple of steps back to the line of scrimmage. That's all.
Yeah, you'd like to see your receiver bubble a little bit more, create that separation there between the receiver and the blocker. That's a tough throw also for Nussmeier to be able to make there. So unfortunate for LSU because there was some hay to be made if he's able to have any kind of room there to make a cut off the tight end's block.
LSU just 1 for 7 on third downs today. They need one here. 3rd and 10 at the 31 of Ole Miss. Trip receivers left, one to the right. Nussmeier under duress. Spins away, moving to his left. Still looking downfield. Throws towards the sideline. And it's incomplete at the 20-yard line. Looking for Kyle Parker. He couldn't hold on. Again, the pressure hasn't been there most of the day. But Ole Miss here in the second half been able to get it with 3- and 4-man rush. That time they forced Nussmeier to his left. And it couldn't be grabbed on. So we're going to try another field goal, will LSU. This will be 48 yards for Damian Ramos. From the near side hash mark, again kicking left to right. Well within his range. Has a long of 52 in his career, and that came earlier in the year at Clemson. Trying to get a little closer here. And we got timeout taken by LSU. So the Tigers will burn their timeout here with 1:03 remaining in this third quarter of action. We'll talk it over here with Damian Ramos in the special teams unit.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Obviously down right now, and you want to hold those timeouts for as long as you can. Didn't like the operation, the process to get lined up for that one. Saw something they didn't like, decided to burn a timeout there.
Yeah, Gordy, that's a tough one there. I'm sure they'd like to keep that for later in the game, but with a chance to try to tighten this game up a little bit, they wanted to make sure they were all set.
No, I get that, but I'm with Jacob. It's going to be a close football game down the stretch. You need every one of those timeouts.
So a 48-yard try here at Vaught Hemingway. Waiting on the snap. Here it comes. Chadwick places it down. Ramos puts a foot into it, and the kick is good from 48 yards out to make it 17-13 with 58 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. So a couple of field goals here in the second half. We got a 4-point game with that good kick. Good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Tigers General Scholarship Fund for student athletes across all sports. Thank you, Allstate. Again, that will up the total points for Damian Ramos. And again, it's not what you wanted, Jacob, but you got to get it.
You had to get
can.
something.
Yeah.
You absolutely had to get something on that drive. Nice job by Ramos being able to hit a 48-yarder. Obviously, that distance is never guaranteed for any kicker. So you wanted a touchdown. It wasn't the best drive, but here's what you did. You got points, and now you put yourself in a better situation. And it does feel like the defense is really starting to feed off some of the small momentum the offense is giving them, but they're giving them something to be able to go and play off there. We'll see if they can give them the ball back one more time.
Well, for what it's worth, the time of possession starting to even up as well, which, as you said, will be in the favor of this LSU defense, who, again, were out there a long time in that first half. Burrell again will spin this kick midway through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. And Ole Miss will start with 58 seconds. 1st and 10 from their own 25. Your LSU Online scoring drive for the Tigers. Remember, driven to score, built to win. LSU Online, win where you are. 6-play drive. Again, off the turnover and the interception. They only moved the ball 16 yards. 2 minutes and 14 seconds before Damian Ramos adds 3 more points to his career total with a 48-yard field goal to make it a 4-point game. 17-13 Ole Miss out in front. So we'll see what Lane Kiffin decides to do with 58 seconds remaining, third quarter. Again, now with a 4-point lead, wanting to see that clock move. Chambliss takes the snap, looking to throw. Again, crossing route, incomplete at the 35. Lane Kiffin out on the field said, hey, where's the flags? There are none. It's incomplete as they look for Caden Lee coming across the middle of the field to Marcus Cooley with pretty good coverage, according to Ken Williamson and this SEC officiating crew.
Yeah, not only is Lane on the middle of the field, basically, he was pointing to the official that he wanted to get the call from the back judge there.
Doesn't get it. It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 25. Shotgun formation. Kawan Lacey, the single back. Chambliss again looking to throw. Forced out of the pocket. On the run, throws against his body, and a great catch at the 42-yard line, up across the 45 into midfield for Daquan Wright, the senior out of Perry, Georgia. Started his career at Virginia Tech, and that is tip your cap. That was a heck of a catch.
Yeah, it was. It was a really nice catch. These linebackers got to be a little bit more disciplined with the tight end. I understand you have a running quarterback, and that's got to be part of your assignment, but the tight ends in this game have had a lot of success on some of these crossers and man coverage.
26-yard reception. It's 1st and 10 now at the 49 of LSU. With 15 seconds remaining, clock moving, quick fire into the flat near side. Catch made at the 39, or rather the 44, and then down to the 39 is going to be Caden Lee again in back-to-back receptions. Harold Perkins there to make the stop, but that'll be the final play of the third quarter. So we've got 3 in the books here in Oxford.
Chris, we've actually got a flag.
Yeah, there is a flag.
Holding.
Holding on Ole Miss. This will come back before we go to the quarter break. Aaron Anderson, Paul Mubenga are both out for the game with different injuries. We'll talk about it after we come back.
Wow, tough loss. Well, the penalty goes against Ole Miss. A little reprieve for the LSU defense. Both teams had already went to their respective sidelines. The officials go over and bring them back out as they put 8 seconds on this third quarter clock, but that's a big loss. Aaron Anderson, of course, Paul Mubenga, starting offensive lineman, but Anderson is kind of your go-to guy for the big play. And again, if he's unavailable the rest of the day, certainly we hope it's not a major injury that will impact more time beyond this Saturday, but that's a big loss with the final quarter coming up quickly.
Yeah, there's no way to try to hide that as anything other than a major loss. He is not only your go-to guy, like you said, but he is your clutch gene guy. Whenever you need a play, he's the guy that makes it. It's going to be tough. Somebody else going to have to step up in that receiver room.
So they line up. The clock begins to roll. And again, Ole Miss is happy to go ahead, let the clock run down. So both teams will now head to their respective sidelines. And we have 3 quarters in the books. 4th and final quarter coming up. Got a 4-point game here at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. Ole Miss leading after 3 quarters, 17-13. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, college football fans. I know you'd do anything for a win on game day.
And a nice cold Bud Light.
Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot
or parked on the couch,
sitting on your lucky stool at the bar,
or standing in the fan section all game long,
the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win
into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that.
Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When you shop Albertsons online or in our app, you can count on us to have freshly picked, high-quality ingredients ready for pickup or delivery in as little as 30 minutes. Plus, save $30 off your first online order and let Albertsons take the hassle out of shopping while racking up the savings. With free pickup or delivery, you will always get the same great prices, deals, and rewards as in-store. Shop online at Albertsons.com or in the app. Albertsons, fresh foods, local flavors.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Kevin Falk, LSU Hall of Famer. My years at LSU were amazing. I've always loved celebrating with my teammates, especially when someone was serving up some delicious Manda salsa. For a lot of Tiger fans, it's just not game day without Manda in the mix. Serving top quality sauces and original seasoning is Manda's strong side, but it's Manda's flavor that's always got me running back for more. You get it? Running back for more. After 75 years, the flavor still says it all. Manda Fine Meats, the official smoked sauce of LSU Athletics.
Fourth quarter coverage of LSU Fighting Tiger football. Presented by J&J Exterminating on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health.
We start the fourth quarter of action here in this SEC matchup. Ole Miss leading by 4, 17-13 over your LSU Fighting Tigers. Tigers led first, got on the board 7-0. Canero for Ole Miss would connect on a 25-yard field goal to make it 7-3. Then Juan Lacey from 15 yards out got Ole Miss out in front 10-7 with a point after good. Caden Lee had a 2-yard reception inside the red zone to build that lead 17-7 late in that second quarter. Here in the second half, all the scoring's been done by LSU kicker Damian Ramos, a 39-yard field goal to make it 17-10. And a few moments ago, 48-yard field goal to make it 17-13. First down and 20 after the penalty on the Rebels. They'll start this fourth quarter from the 41-yard line of their own. And Jacob, again, there's 15 minutes remaining in this game. It's a 4-point lead, but a nice stop here would go a long way if LSU can get the football back.
Yeah, here's where you got to watch a quarterback run stuff right here, trying to get yards back if you're Ole Miss.
Snap back, looking to throw across the middle, hits Lacey in the hands, and he drops it at the 47-yard line. Jack Pyburn was there and dropped back, but again, hit him right in the hands, and that's a pass that Lacey's going to see well into the.
I mean, he's going right there in the middle of that LSU defense with an edge rusher. You drop into, a zone blitz, and fortunate for LSU, he's dropping the ball there because that one could have gone a long way.
Again, still second down and 20 at the 41. So behind the chains are Ole Miss. Big opportunity for the LSU defense here in the final stanza. Looking to throw again in traffic. Catch going to be made at the 47-yard line of the Tigers by DeJon Stribling. A gain of 13 yards. Still going to set up third down. And about 7 here for the Rebel offense. They'll send trip receivers left, 1 to the right. They're ready to go on 3rd and 8 from the LSU 47-yard line. Chambliss rises up, now steps towards the offensive line. LSU with 4 at the line of scrimmage. They've got about 7 in the box. We'll see at the snap. Handoff going to go to Lacey. He's got some room, trying to get to the outside, far side, and he gets to the corner and will pick up the first down to the 36-yard line, but a flag comes out at the very end at about the 37 of LSU. This one may be coming back. There is a Rebel slow to get up back at the line of scrimmage.
You know what that is, Jacob. Anytime you get to the edge.
Yeah.
That edge defender was held. I thought Woodland did a nice job as a corner.
Holding, offense number 1. 10-yard penalty from spot of the foul.
13th penalty of the day for Ole Miss, and that one going to sting. DeJon Stribling guilty of the hold out on the corner. It's Daquan Wright that was a little slow to get up. He's still sitting down, as we said, at about the 45-yard line of the Tigers.
Yeah, the thing that's going to make Ole Miss fans mad at that, I'm not even sure that he really had to do it. It was kind of the final tug, CB, right at the very end of it. Certainly a holding call there. Anytime you get that much jersey and you kind of pull the defender back there. So, you know, there's a reason why he did get to the edge there. Woodland's jersey was being held, but I'm not even sure he had to do it because you would have had your back one-on-one with the DB with about 2 yards to go, and you like the weight match up there.
Well, Daquan Wright now on his own power making his way back to the sideline. Good sign there for the Rebels. They're looking at 3rd and 11 at midfield when we come back. Timeout on the field. It's 17-13. Ole Miss leads by 4 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
In Baton Rouge, locals don't just love their home, they love sharing it. Discover a city where culture is abundant, hospitality comes naturally, and the best spots are never kept secret. With the vibrancy of a big city and the ease of a weekend getaway, Baton Rouge invites you to slow down, savor, or soak it all in. Find your pace at visitbatonrouge.com.
As increasingly dangerous storms shatter communities across the U.S., reliable forecasting is more important than ever. At LSU, our researchers created a highly advanced flood and storm surge tool using AI and supercomputers to analyze millions of data points. Officers and responders can predict vulnerable areas faster and more accurately to protect you, your loved ones, and your way of life.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Back to fourth quarter action of Fighting Tiger football. Presented by J&J Exterminating on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health.
14-12 remains in the final stanza here in this SEC matchup. Ole Miss leading LSU 17-13 from Oxford, Mississippi. Fans, TJ Ribs, the official barbecue of LSU Athletics. Home of the Brian Kelly Show each week. Thursdays at 7 o'clock. Of course, LSU headed into the off week after the game today. We'll be off as well at TJ Ribs. Be back on October 9th. Getting ready for LSU and South Carolina. Join us at TJ Ribs for the Brian Kelly Show. 17-13, 4-point lead. Ole Miss looking at 3rd and 11 at midfield here. Again, the LSU defense relinquishing 371 yards total offense for the Rebels. That's the highest output of any opponent so far this year. 256 through the air, 115 on the ground. So that 5-game streak of holding teams under 100 yards has been snapped. Mainly led by the quarterback, Trinidad Chambliss. 3rd and 14 at the 47-yard line of Ole Miss. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left, single back. Chambliss, couple of slaps, now he gets the football. Pocket clean, throws, diving catch made at the 36-yard line of the Tigers by Harrison Wallace III. A 17-yard strike. Wallace with his first or second, or I should say fourth catch of the day, and that one's a big one that'll move the chains, get Ole Miss deeper in LSU territory. It's 1st and 10 now at the 35. Lacey. The left hip of Chambliss takes the snap, quick turn and fire, catch made at the 30 and quickly inside the 25 is Caleb Odom. Another tight end for the Rebels. 12-yard pickup and they'll move the chains once again. Now 1st and 10 at the 24 and here comes that tempo. 2 wide to the left, 2 to the right. Chambliss, little pump fake now. Drops it off in the left flat. A lot of real estate in front of Lacey. Makes one man miss inside the 20 and brought down at the 16-yard line. A 7-yard gain. P.J. Woodland eventually makes the tackle for LSU. We roll under 13 minutes remaining. It'll be 2nd and a yard at the LSU 15. Ole Miss once again inside the red zone.
Yeah, Ole Miss, like you said, like they want to get in their flow. They want to go fast there. Everything's kind of quick right now. Ball out of his hands, and LSU defense trying to get some new bodies on the field there.
2 wide to the right, 1 to the short side of the field. That's the left. 2nd down and a yard from the 15. Give it off to Lacey. Lacey finds some room, picks up the 1st down and then some, makes his way inside the 10. Now it's just a battle of 2 piles inside the 5, and eventually LSU stops the momentum down around the 3-yard line. That was just a rugby scrum with virtually everybody but Chambliss for Ole Miss and everybody for LSU trying to stop the momentum. 12-yard pickup. It's 1st down, goal to goal now at the LSU 3. Snap back. Lacey trying to break it out to his left. LSU, great pursuit, and they'll bring him down at the 6-yard line. Perkins got to him first. Cooley cleans him up. Loss on the play will back up the Rebels just a bit here with 11:44 to go in the ball game. Loss of 3, and great pursuit out on the edge by LSU.
Yeah, this is where you got to watch the Ole Miss tight ends. They've had a lot of success here so far today. They've done a really nice job of leaking those guys out late on hard play action. So Wright, Odom, watch those players if you're LSU's defense.
They'll set up in a pistol formation here. 2nd down, goal to go back at the LSU 6-yard line. Chambliss again moves the running back. That'll be Logan Diggs. Diggs will get the carry, and Diggs explodes up the middle and finds his way into the end zone for a touchdown. The former LSU Tiger lifts up Ole Miss from 6 yards out. That'll make it 23-13, back to a 10-point advantage with a point after upcoming.
Yeah, you got to feel like that's what you want. If you're LSU's defense, you want Ole Miss running the football in the middle of your defense. You've been so stout all year long there, and look, Ole Miss just won that battle. They won the battle and pushed LSU back, and LSU not able to stop them there. Now LSU offensively, there's no room for error. They got to go out there and they got to put up some points, and you need 6, not 3.
Point after upcoming. Lucas Canero, big swing of the leg, and the kick is good. So now Ole Miss with their largest lead of the day, 24-13, with just 11:08 remaining in this one. Tigers got a long way to go, and relatively speaking, a short time to get there. We'll take a timeout, return to Oxford after this. 24-13, Ole Miss leads on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Some drinks come in a bottle, some in a can. Only one comes in a ball and brings the buzz. We're Buzz Balls, the ready-to-go cocktail that's shaped like a ball. Coincidence? We think not. Big flavor, big buzz, ready to go. Buzz Balls. It's a ball. It's a drink. It's a whole vibe. Please drink responsibly. Buzz Balls. Available in spirit, wine, and malt. 50% alcohol per volume. Buzz Balls, LLC, Carrollton, Texas.
Jackpot fever is here. Play Easy 5. Win a cash jackpot starting at $50,000. Pick up Lotto with a starting jackpot of $500,000. Now that's a whole lotto cash. Play Powerball, starting jackpot $20 million. Add Power Play to increase any non-jackpot prize. Play Mega Millions, starting jackpot $50 million. Multiply any non-jackpot prize up to 10 times. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
Score big with MMR. Join the team at the largest privately owned open shop electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, headquartered right here in Baton Rouge. MMR is committed to positioning each team member for success. Whether you're a student seeking an internship, just starting your career, or already a seasoned professional, MMR offers a variety of positions just for you. Get in the game at MMR, where your future is bright. Kick off your career at mmrgrp.com/careers. MMR, a proud partner of LSU Athletics.
Fourth quarter coverage of LSU Fighting Tiger football, presented by J&J Exterminating on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
11 minutes, 8 seconds remains here in the fourth quarter, and Ole Miss enjoying their largest lead of the afternoon. They lead LSU 24-13. Tigers have only found the end zone once today. That came at the 9-10 mark way back in the first quarter. Since then, it's been all Damian Ramos. A couple of field goals here in the second half. Ole Miss, 11 plays, 75 yards on that last successful drive, 4 minutes and 50 seconds that spanned from the end of the third quarter into the opening moments of the fourth quarter. But boy, oh boy, what a day for Trinidad Chambliss, a 6', 200-pound senior out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. This time last year was leading a Division II team in Ferris State. Today, he's accounted, Jacob, for 350 yards of total offense. 22 of 38 for 294 through the air and a score. And on the ground, 10 carries, 55 yards, averaging 5.5 yards per carry.
Yeah, it's a tough assignment for this LSU defense. We've talked about throughout the game. Been on the field a long time there. Some key penalties certainly have hurt them. They've made some winning plays. A little surprised by the lack of pressure that you've got on the quarterback. Now, some of that's because you have a quarterback, CB, that can run, and sometimes you're a little reluctant to pressure him like you normally would. But he certainly, look, you got to give him credit. He's made the plays when they've been there.
Canero for the ensuing kickoff. This one spinning end over end, going to be short. Going to be fielded 2 yards deep by Barryon Brown. Comes up the middle of the field and still moving across the 15, trying to make his way to the 20-yard line. And I believe will do so before being brought down. So it'll be first down and 10 at the 20 for the Tigers. Again, 11:01 remaining, Jacob. I don't want to say that if you're LSU, you want to put your foot on the panic button, but you do have to have a very strong sense of urgency here, down 11 points, especially with the way they really have struggled offensively today. We mentioned Ole Miss, 424 yards total offense. The Tigers have not eclipsed 200. They stand at 175 thus far.
Yeah, this has got to be a tempo drive there. 11 minutes left. You're down 2 scores, and that Ole Miss offense, you know, is going to take time off the clock when they get it back.
Harlem Berry going to get the carry on first down. He's going to be pulled down by his britches at about the 18-yard line. A loss of 2. Cam Franklin able to get to him.
Yeah, that's the opposite of what we were talking about in that play right there. It's a guy that was literally unblocked and is able to get your back in the field.
So not the movement you wanted. Lose 2 yards on the play. Get behind the chain. 2nd and 12 from your own 18 with 10.5 to go. Down 11 points on the road to Ole Miss. Nussmeier stands in the shotgun. Juwan Johnson now checks in as the tailback. Nussmeier looking to throw, and he's got Kyle Parker at the 25, and he's out of bounds immediately up near the 27-yard line. It was Ricky Fletcher that forced him wide. Picks up 9 yards, so got the lost yardage and then some back, and it makes third down manageable. But that's been a tough afternoon. 1 for 8 are the Tigers on third down against this Ole Miss defense, but you got to have it here on 3rd and 2 from the 28. 2 wide to the right, 2 to the left, short side of the field. They hand it off, and Johnson puts his nose down and drives forward just shy of the 34. Picks up 7 yards and will move the chains. A Louisiana Blue first down for your Tigers as Cam Franklin again in on the tackle for Ole Miss. He's been fairly busy today.
Yeah, you got to start to get on the line, maybe even a little bit quicker. Every second in this game is going to matter. Down 2 possessions with only 9.5 minutes left.
Empty backfield, 5 wide, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Nussmeier drops back, has time, fires, catch. Going to be grabbed out of the air in Ole Miss territory down to the 46-yard line. A 21-yard strike to Nick Anderson. Gushkin was there to make the tackle, but that's a play LSU desperately needed. They'll move the chains again with a Louisiana Blue first down. They'll set up shop 1st and 10 now at the Ole Miss 45 with 9:12 clock moving here in the fourth quarter. Garrett again will send 2 receivers right, 2 to the left with a single back. That's Juwan Johnson. Low snap but handle. Nussmeier tosses the ball high in the air, deep down the field. Hilton trying to grab it with one hand down around the 4, but he can't hold on. It's incomplete. Smothering coverage once again by Ricky Fletcher. Pretty good throw by Nuss. Just couldn't seem to corral it with that right arm.
Yeah, Ole Miss, pretty fortunate there. You had the defender hold down Hilton's arm. That's why you had a one-handed attempt there. Letting them play a little bit more in the second half, certainly, than they did the first half.
2nd down and 10 from the Ole Miss 45. 8:55 remaining. Tigers need 2 scores to erase this deficit. Snap again a little low, but Nuss handles. Throws it into the flat. And it's dropped by Caleb Jackson. He turned his head around before following the ball in. It's incomplete. That'll set up 3rd down and 10 at the 45.
Yeah, those are too easy. You gotta have those. And if he catches it, he's got a full steam ready to go, and you got green grass in front of you. Those are ones you have to have in a game like this when you're trying to come back and you're down 2 scores, and they're going to give you at least 15 yards on that play.
So now 3rd down and 10. Into trouble for LSU. They're just 2 of 9. Motion sharp at the snap. The give is to Johnson. He's got a little bit of room. Ole Miss closes quickly, brings him down around the 37-yard line. He needed to reach the 35. Sage Ryan and Wyatt Williams combine on the stop. It'll be 4th and 2, and the Tigers got to go for it here with the clock moving 8 minutes, 31 seconds. LSU on the season coming into the game, 3 for 4 on 4th down conversions. Jawan Johnson will stay out there. The Tigers need 2 yards to keep this drive going. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Single back, now they'll motion Parker from left to right. Looking to throw it to him. They get it to him, but Ole Miss with a great tackle. Did he reach the line to gain? He lunges forward to the 35. Looks like they got the nose sitting there, waiting on the indication on a Louisiana Blue 1st down. The spot is favorable, and it is a Louisiana Blue 1st down. Kyle Parker got hit behind the line, Jacob, and just extra effort got the nose of the football to the line to gain, and a big-time play, gutsy move by Kyle Parker. There is a Rebel slow to get up on that far sideline. I believe that may have been the defensive tackler, and that is Ricky Fletcher, who's sitting up but being tended to by the training crew. Stops the clock with 7 minutes and 51 seconds, and we have a timeout on the field. LSU trailing 24-13 with 7:51 to go. They get a fresh set of downs, looking at 1st and 10 at the Ole Miss 35 when we continue on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, Tiger fans. Need funds to help with your financial situation? Republic Finance is a proud partner of LSU Athletics and has served the SEC area since 1952. Check out our loan options to see how we may help you. Visit a local branch or get pre-qualified online at republicfinance.com/tigers.
Not all consumers are eligible to apply online. Secured loans are available exclusively in branch and have collateral and insurance requirements. Standard loan terms, rates, and fees apply based on your state. All loans are subject to approval pursuant to standard underwriting criteria. Not all consumers will qualify. For more information, call 833-907-1737.
Elevate your game day spirit with Sugarfield Spirits, the official vodka of LSU Athletics. When crafting the perfect mixed drink, our vodka's the winning choice that'll have your taste buds cheering for more. Sugarfield Spirits, where the spirit of the Tigers meets exceptional locally made vodka. See our winning lineup at sugarfieldspirits.com or visit us at our tasting room in Gonzales.
Trust isn't given. It's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here. Visit OLOLRMC.com/LSU.
4th and final quarter of LSU Fighting Tiger football. Presented by J&J Exterminating on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health.
As we continue on this Saturday afternoon, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification. This is Fighting Tiger football on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hear the Tigers roar worldwide. The LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
Back with you inside Vaught-Hemingway Stadium in Oxford. This SEC matchup, Ole Miss and LSU, a battle of number 13 and number 4. Right now, the home team leading 24-13. Gordy Rush, you got to believe LSU's thinking, hey, we got to find the end zone. There's no doubt about that. May consider going for 2, try to make it a 3-point game. But what an incredible individual effort by Kyle Parker just to preserve possession on that last play.
No, absolutely, and that's what you need to see from here on out, that determination. To me, Ole Miss has just played with more desire here in the second half. That LSU defense has battled and battled, but offensively, they've got to make somebody miss. The extra effort. Those are the things looking for here in the last 7 minutes and 50 seconds.
First down and 10 now at the Ole Miss 35. Garrett will empty the backfield, go 5 wide, 3 to the left, 2 to the short side of the field to right. 3 at the line of scrimmage for Ole Miss. They've been effective rushing 3. They'll do it again here. Nussmeier with time, delivers, and the catch made right near the first down sticks at the 25 to Bauer Sharp. Antonio Kite forced him into the sideline, but may just be a little short, maybe half a yard, just outside the 25-yard line as the clock down to 7:19 remaining in the game. Tigers down 11 points, 24-13. Ole Miss late getting personnel off the field. Nussmeier steps into the shotgun, 2 wide to the left, lone receiver to the right side. Nuss looking to throw. He'll air it out towards the end zone. 50-50 ball. A lot of pushing and shoving, but it's incomplete. Looking for Barryon Brown. It was Chris Graves who was right there with him defensively. It's incomplete. Now to look at 3rd and 1. So the Tigers, Jacob, go for the one-on-one ball. They can't find it with Brown. Now they got to find a way to pick up a first down here. Need a yard to reach inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, you make a play like that because obviously 2-down territory here. I know a field goal still makes it a 1-possession game, but Tigers are only thinking touchdown, it feels like, here on this drive.
3rd down and a yard from the just outside the 25. The give to Johnson. He's patient trying to find a hole, but Ole Miss will clog it up. He was able to fall forward, but it looks like the spot of his knee is still going to be shy of the line to gain. Virtually no gain on the play, and that's going to set up 4th and a little less than a yard here for LSU to try to keep this possession going. They converted on a 4th down a few moments ago. Do they have another in them?
Yeah, you got to look. I know you're trying to get your best play call in, but eventually you got to get on the ball and go.
I thought when they broke from the huddle we'd see under center, and we do. Nussmeier under center here. And he's going to call a timeout as the play clock was dwindling down. They have to burn their 2nd timeout of the second half. That leaves them 1 remaining.
Can't do it.
With 6:13 remaining in the game.
Yeah, you got to get the call in. You got to get the call in, right? He's short. It's obvious that he's short. You got to get the call in. You're huddling on the field, and I get it. This is the biggest play of the game, but you got to get on the ball. You got to get snapped. You had to use a timeout on a field goal attempt earlier, and now you got 1 timeout. And obviously Ole Miss, when they get the ball back, regardless of what happens, going to try to take as much as they can, knowing that.
Fans J&J Exterminating, Louisiana-owned, customer-focused, and results-driven for over 65 years. Call the local pros, get the shield. J&J Exterminating, yeah. 24-13. Tigers led early in this one. 7-0, then 7-3, but Ole Miss jumped ahead in that first half. 10-7, eventually 17-7, the halftime score. It's been a shutout of the end zone for both teams here in the second half. The Tigers with a couple of field goals. Ole Miss did have a touchdown to make an 11-point lead. And as they line up to get the snap,
how does that happen?
There is a flag down and movement on LSU. So they didn't get the play in to line up on 4th and short. They have to burn the timeout. And then when they come back out, motion penalty. So what was 4th and a little less than a yard is going to be more like 4th and a little less than 6.
It can't happen in that situation. And I'll be honest with you, it wasn't that loud. It was the defensive line shifting there, right? So many times we see disconcerting signals, but it was the D-line shifting. You had your right guard jump. It wasn't anything to do with the crowd noise there.
So now makes things a little tougher. That's putting it mildly. 4th and 6 back at the 30. Empty the backfield. Again, 5 wide receivers, including Juwan Johnson out wide to the left. Nussmeier looking to throw. Catch made by Parker inside the 25. He's down to the Ole Miss 20-yard line. A Louisiana Blue first down on a gain of 11. But LSU's got to move quickly here. We're down to 6 minutes remaining in the game. Down 11 points to Ole Miss. Nussmeier lines them up. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Nussmeier throwing towards the right corner of the end zone. And it's overthrown to Thomas and incomplete. Chris Graves again called into action on coverage to throw a little wide. It'll stop the clock with 5:48 to go and set up 2nd down and 10 from the Ole Miss 20. The Tigers inside the Capital One red zone. They got to find the end zone here with 5:48 remaining in the game. Sharp will check out. Juwan Johnson back in at running back. Trey'Dez Green lines up in the slot to the left side. They scrimmage from the left side hash. Here's the snap to Nussmeier. Pressure comes. He's going to be dropped. Back at the 25-yard line. That time to Sean Womack, the former LSU Tiger, just got around the one guy trying to protect the quarterback.
Might have got started a little bit early there. I actually think it was offsides on Womack.
Yeah, you could see some movement. I didn't see a flag come out initially at the snap, but yeah, there is one now, and we'll hear from Ken Williamson.
Defense number 15, 5-yard penalty. Main 2nd down.
Well, Womack got a little runny go there to try to get to the quarterback, so a big break there for LSU, who's going to move the football up just inside the 15-yard line of Ole Miss. That's the 14th penalty of the Rebels today, yet they lead 24-13 with 5:38 remaining. This time they'll send trip receivers to the right, lone receiver in Nick Anderson to the left side. Harlem Berry, the freshman, is the running back. Nussmeier steps out of the gun, walks to the offensive line. Again with the clock stopped here.
They're trying to get the game clock, I think, on the right time. They put 4 seconds back on the clock.
Yep, 5:43 on the game clock. So now Nuss steps back into the gun. Motion Green at the snap. The give to Berry. Goes right side. A little bit of room inside the 10. Down near the 5-yard line. Spooled down at the 6. A gain of 9 before Jaden Yates and Who Williams able to make the tackle for Ole Miss. That gets the clock moving again under 5.5 minutes here. They gave him 10 yards. A great run by Berry. It'll be 1st down, goal to go from the Ole Miss 6-yard line. Again, Green going to motion at the snap. Give to Berry up the middle. Lunges forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers. 6-yard carry for Harlem Berry. His first rushing touchdown of the season. And the Tigers get a little closer here. 24-19 with 5:04 remaining. The offense, as we suspected, staying out on the field here as they'll elect to go for 2. Try to make this a field goal game.
Yeah, that's a great just inside run, really back-to-back runs. And, you know, LSU hasn't done a ton of that. You know, they put the ball through the air, haven't really committed to the run game, and some of that is game pace. But right there, there's some room to be made against this Ole Miss defense as far as what their rush defense is. We talked about in the pregame. They are dead last in the SEC by 30 yards on the ground there. So it's nice to see LSU establish the run, commit to the run, and get in the end zone there.
24-19. 5-point lead for the Rebels here as the Tigers offense going to go for a 2-point conversion. To your point, Jacob, LSU's put the ball in the air 34 times. They've attempted 22 carries. Orbit motion. Give it to Johnson, and Ole Miss not fooled at all. They're going to bring him down back at the 7-yard line. The 2-point try, no good. Centarian Perkins, kind of the special agent on this Ole Miss defense, comes up and makes a spectacular play as they orbit motion Johnson out of the slot. They give it to him on the handoff, but waiting for him was Centarian Perkins, and the score remains 24-19 Ole Miss.
Yeah, not sure about that one. That's running your tailback, motioning, coming back in, and then going back to where he came from there. That's tough for a running back to get momentum going, and you had a free defender right there, and there's not a whole lot you can do when your momentum's basically at a dead stop trying to come back the way you just came from.
Last 2 meetings between these 2 teams came down to the final play. 2 years ago here in Oxford, it was Ole Miss coming out on top. Last year in overtime, it was LSU. With 5:04 remaining, it's a 5-point lead. And it will be up to the LSU defense to make a quick stop here after the ensuing kickoff for Aaron Burrell. Back deep with Isaiah Hartrip. Burrell with the approach and the kick. End over end, high into the air and very deep. for a touchback. First down and 10 at the 25. That's where the Rebels will get started with 5:04 remaining here in this SEC tilt. Fans, workdays work better with Cintas by your side. Keep your team protected, prepared, and looking great. Visit Cintas.com. Get ready for the workday. Gordy Rush, I'm the king of the understatement. This is a chance for LSU's defense to get this ball back quickly, and I know they're much beleaguered. They've been on the field quite a bit, but this is the moment they got to dig in.
Yeah, I imagine Ole Miss going to run here, and it's third down has been the big down. I think Ole Miss 8 of 14 last time I looked. LSU's got to get off the field on third down.
This time it'll be Trinidad Chambliss emptying the backfield. Double tight set, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Now they'll motion 1 receiver. They'll fake the handoff to him, and Chambliss going to run, and Chambliss gets 1 yard to the 26 before Whit Weeks puts him down. That gets the clock moving with 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Again, LSU just 1 timeout remaining. Again, not counting the 2-minute timeout that will come here in the fourth quarter. No surprise, Ole Miss happy to just stand around, take some time, get some personnel off the field. Clock now down to 4:35. They'll line it up on 2nd down and 9 from the 26-yard line, leading 24-19 over LSU. Chambliss with a single back. That's Lacey. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. 3-step drop. Now decides to run on a late decision, and he's got room. The first down and then some. Sliding up across the 35 to the 37-yard line. A pickup of 11. And that will move the chains for Ole Miss. And how many times today, Jacob, have you said that is right up Ole Miss's alley? That time a little hesitation by Chambliss, but then they parted the seas and he took off.
Yeah, it's what they want to do. It's going to happen. It's part of who they are. It's part of what he does really well. Just surprised there that LSU didn't have somebody. Look, they're not going to put the ball in the air. And if they do, you play man coverage. And if you get beat, then you tip your cap to them. So LSU's got to put more numbers in the box in that situation.
Under 4 minutes to play, 3 minutes, 39 seconds. Clock continues to move. Handoff Lacey off the left edge. Coming off a block, looked like Pyburn able to get on him and bring him down, along with help from Whit Weeks. A gain of 4 on the carry by Lacey. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Upcoming at the 30, or rather 41-yard line of their very own. 2nd down and 6 with 3:17. The clock continuing to move. And once again, Ole Miss going to huddle up, take some time off the play clock and game clock. LSU down to that 1 timeout. They got to keep it for a prime opportunity late in this game. Lacey remains in. Wide side of the field, they'll send trip receivers. They'll move Lacey to the right hip of Chambliss, who will take the snap. Give it to Lacey. He'll go to the short side of the field. He breaks through. Got a first down into LSU territory. Down to the 42-yard line. It was A.J. Halsey again. Had to come up from the safety position to make the stop after a 17-yard gain. There's a Tiger slow to get up near midfield on that far side. Clock stopped with 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Whit Weeks is slow to get up.
But taking a look at his right ankle, he was getting blocked and kind of got rolled on his way down.
A little bit surprised just with the success that Ole Miss have been able to have this drive, just turning around and handing the football off. Like with the success they've had offensively today, that hasn't really been a part of it. LSU, you need to stop. You got to stop them in there, and your run defense has been really good as far, the quarterback's been able to get free a little bit there, but LSU not really standing tall like you would think they would there in that situation. Now it's 1st down Rebels, and yeah, you only got 2:47 left on the clock.
Ole Miss today, 163 yards rushing, right at 4.2 yards per carry. Just enough, I'm sure, to please Lane Kiffin with his team up 24-19 here with 2:47 remaining. Again, Weeks helped up, makes his way to that far sideline. Have to take at least 1 play off. Devon Keys along with Wes Weeks out there on the field at linebacker. Two minutes, 47 seconds. They wind the clock. It begins to roll. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the game. Ole Miss again can burn quite a bit of time here as they roll the clock.
Yeah, for LSU, you got about a 10-second difference for the 2-minute timeout. Try to get a stop here, call a timeout, second down, get another stop after the second down. It's the best case scenario for you.
First down and 10 at the LSU 42. Down to 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the game clock. Here's the snap, the handoff Lacey. He's going to go all the way to the near side, but LSU was there fighting through some blocks. They'll bring him down. Perkins with the tackle after a pickup of maybe 3. And we'll hit the 2-minute timeout. So we have 2 minutes remaining. Ole Miss leading 24-19 over the Tigers in a matchup of unbeatens. We'll take a timeout and come back to Vaught Hemingway after this. Rebels looking at second down and 7 from the LSU 39 when we come back on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
The Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event is on, and there's no one key to victory. You need strength, power, agility, the team that shows up ready to win. At Toyota Trucks, they bring the full roster. Kick off the season with big savings at the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event.
Toyota is a proud sponsor of LSU Athletics. Experience the drive of the Tiger in a Tundra or Tacoma, built to take you wherever the road leads. Find yours today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
Champions make plays on the field and in life. With LSU Online, you can keep your career moving, earn your degree, and still run your own game plan. Learn anytime from anywhere and take the next step toward your goal line. It's time to make your move, Tiger fans. Visit online.lsu.edu. LSU Online. Win where you are.
Hey, Tiger fans 12 and younger, don't miss your chance to be a part of Mike's Kids Club. Presented by Shell, the exclusive kids club of LSU Athletics. Join Mike's Kids Club for only $25. Get the official Mike's Kids Club t-shirt, free admission to select LSU athletic events, and much, much more. To learn about upcoming events and to join, please visit LSUMKC.com. The Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell.
Back to fourth quarter action of Fighting Tiger football. Presented by J&J Exterminating on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health.
2 minutes even remaining here at Vaught Hemingway. 24-19. Ole Miss, unfortunately, leading by 5. They have the football, looking at 2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line of LSU. And if there's a time to get a stop, it would be over the next couple of plays. If LSU again remaining with 1 timeout, should they be able to get the stop, get the football back, have a chance late in this one? Again, the storyline coming into this matchup, Ole Miss, Jacob averaging just under 45 points a game. LSU's defense certainly has given up a ton of yards today, nearly 500 yards, 460, although Ole Miss has only been able to amass to this point 24 points, well off their season average. But I think the bigger storyline is for LSU. The Tigers coming in averaging 29 points a game. And right now, just 19 on the board.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's the story for me as well. LSU defense has been put in some pretty bad situations. They've competed all day long offensively. You know, you want to find that flow. You try to get into the flow, and it was clunky at times, certainly in the middle portion of this game. Really, the first drive, they score early in the game, and then you have a drive here in the fourth quarter. Those were the smoothest ones that you've had. It's just right there in the middle of the game. You never really found that success that you were looking for to kind of get you jump started.
And again, should be pointed out, LSU's defense has 2 takeaways today, an interception and a fumble, and LSU came away with just 3 points on those 2 turnovers. 2nd down and 7 at the 39 here with an even 2 minutes to play. Chambliss again will line up in the shotgun. Fake the handoff. Chambliss going to run. Chambliss, a little bit of room. Finally stopped just shy of the 35-yard line by Mansour Delane. He picks up 4. That'll set up 3rd down and 3. And LSU immediately calls their final timeout to preserve 1 minute and 52 seconds on this game clock. Fans, it's a game everyone loves to play. Play Scrabble Scratch Off from the lottery. Win up to $50,000. Pick up Scrabble Scratch Off today. Must be at least 21 to purchase. Ole Miss will be back here at home to take on Washington State next Saturday. They get the early start. I'm sure Coach Kiffin not happy with that. 11:45 local time. LSU will be off next weekend, the first of 2 open dates, before getting back on October 11th at home in SEC play, welcoming in South Carolina. Again, both teams, Ole Miss and LSU, coming in unbeaten. As we said, first time since that magical 1959 Halloween night in Baton Rouge. And we kind of felt like, as we said earlier, that LSU's defense would have the ability to bring down that 45 points per game.
Yeah.
That has been true. However, just the offensive inefficiencies, missed opportunities, both in the first half and second half, starting to add up large here as this game goes along.
Yeah, and when the defense wasn't good, it was really on the money down, getting Ole Miss off the field. They've allowed them to convert some big ones. Now, obviously, this is a big one here. And when you face off with Lane Kiffin, you have to know everything's up. Everything's available right here. He's trying to close out the game. And so we've talked about it all game long. I would certainly make sure I know where Wright and Odom, the tight ends, are.
Again, Ole Miss will break from the huddle, looking at 3rd and 4 from the LSU 36. Chambliss stands in the shotgun. Lacey to his left, 2 wide receivers to the right. Now they'll motion the receiver at the snap. It's going to be Chambliss trying to run. He went ahead, now trying to break it outside. He backpedals. LSU with a chance to get him, forces him out of bounds. And he looks short at about the 35-yard line. Only about a yard gain, so. And the clock stopped with him getting out of bounds, preserves a minute 47. I don't think that's exactly what Lane Kiffin wanted to see.
No.
Because it gives LSU a chance here on a 4th and 3 for Ole Miss at the 35-yard line. That was great pursuit by LSU after he made the cutback to the outside. The Tigers were waiting for him, and it made him backpedal a couple of steps, and that gave LSU the angle to force him wide.
And LSU has to know now that this is 4th down, right, and they don't convert, the clock's going to stop. Everything is on the table for this Ole Miss offense.
Play clock was coming down to 0, and Ole Miss has to burn a timeout. So they took a little time there after their quarterback was slung out of bounds short of the line to gain. Took some time lining up, may have taken some time on deciding what do they want to do here on 4th and 3 at the 35. So Coach Kiffin burns a timeout. 24-19, Ole Miss leading. Coming down to what could be the play of the game here. 4th down and 3 at the 35.
Yeah, you're kind of you're in no man's land a little bit if you're Lane Kiffin, right? You're on the 35. It's a long field goal. You know you don't really gain a whole lot if you're punting the football unless you pin them back, but you know it could be a net of 15 if you get into the end zone there. So, you know, you're in that no man's land, and if anybody's going to be aggressive, CB, in this situation, it's going to be Lane Kiffin. I'm not surprised that he's not going to attempt the field goal.
Yeah, again, Lucas Cadero, the place kicker, had a 54-yarder against Tulane last week. And on the year, he's 1 of 2 from 50-plus yards. So that probably is, you surmise, Jacob, forced Coach Kiffin to think for a little bit on what he wanted to do on this 4th down play. But he'll line the offense up with a minute 47 to go. 4th and 3 from the 35-yard line. Chambliss with a single back to his right, out of the shotgun formation, takes the snap, looks like he wants to throw, got a man wide open, it's the tight end, and he's just going to get down inside the 20 and sit down at the 15. Daquan Wright left wide open in the left flat. There's that tight end again for Ole Miss.
It's in absolutes. You know, it's one of those wild things. You know it's coming. You know who's going to get the football in that situation. We called it before the play.
So Ole Miss gets the first down with a minute 37 to play. The Tigers have no more timeouts remaining. And they'll line it up. 1st and 10 at the LSU 15 in a shotgun victory formation. Chambliss takes the snap. He'll take the knee. Clock down to a minute 23. And the Rebel fans start to celebrate here at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium as it appears they will move to 5-0 on the season. And more importantly, move to 3-0 in SEC play. Tigers look to be handed their first loss of the year in just their 2nd SEC performance of 2025. Under a minute to go. Again, they'll line up in the shotgun. Chambliss to take the snap. He's got protectors both left and right. He'll take the snap and take a knee.
I'd love to see a replay of that last play. Again, you know the tight end's getting the football. That's where they've gone on most of these big downs there. And the thing for LSU's defense, it wasn't just going to be a run, and it was almost like they sold out like it was going to be a run. 4th down, they didn't gain anything from running the football.
They take another snap, take another knee, and that'll do it. Final 22 seconds going to roll off the clock. And Trinidad Chambliss right now living a college football dream. Last year led Ferris State to a Division II national title. Comes into this matchup, big time, prime time matchup in SEC play, and puts on one heck of a performance with 314 yards passing, 1 passing touchdown, 14 carries for 71 yards. And the horn sounds, and this one's in the books. Ole Miss victorious over the Fighting Tigers of LSU by a final today here in Oxford of 24-19. Tigers unfortunately must relinquish the Magnolia Bowl trophy. It will now sit here in Oxford for the next year. Final score, Ole Miss 24, LSU 19. Again, with the win, Ole Miss moving to 5-0 on the year, 3-0 in SEC play. For your Tigers, it's now 4-1. They remain 1-1 in the SEC race. Back with more after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.